In certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Hey, boys and girls, good evening and welcome to another edition of Steel Toe. It's the nighttime show, and I am a man conflicted. I don't know what to do. I know for a fact that Thursday afternoon, I'm going to Minneapolis. I'm going to load up with some cordless charging packs, and I'm going to, load up a Bluetooth microphone and some other items. And I'm going to head to Minneapolis. We're going to cover things there. The question now becomes, as I'm kind of the only guy streaming in St. Cloud, which worked out really well yesterday, did not work out at all today. Do I put it out there that if we do well tonight, we relocate and live stream from Minneapolis tomorrow, both during the day and then again at night? I don't know. I don't know what to do. I could try one more day here in town tomorrow. It's just, I can't do Minneapolis and then come back here and get an evening show ready. It's just not, it doesn't work. The driving and time-wise, it doesn't work out. But I also feel like, I feel like St. Cloud's almost played out. We had that one big protest on 33rd and 3rd Street, and now I don't think that's going to happen again. I was looking on the Ice Out app on my phone, and everything that they hit today was houses, apartments, the meat packing place, was it Genio, or was it a different one in Cold Spring? They didn't have anything going on in terms of like in town. I don't think they wanted to repeat yesterday today. So a lot of the stuff was in and out, bing, bing. I mean, I was at I just did a Keanu, bing, bing, bing. That's my impression of ICE. I went down there today in every location that I hit, and 2 or 3 of them I hit within 10 minutes of them popping up on the site. Everybody was gone. There was one where there was one ICE guy leaving the apartments as I was pulling in. And he had Iowa plates, and he had the thing on his face. So today we did a little 15-minute walk and talk. I think what happened today was the lessons were learned. Pilgrim's Pride, thank you very much. Pilgrims is where it was in Cold Spring. And even at Pilgrims in Cold Spring, as I followed that on the app and everything, it didn't seem like there wasn't a lot going on. It seemed very businesslike. They went in, they got people, they came out. There wasn't like a big protest. The thing is about this area is if you go outside of the north and east parts of St. Cloud, you're not going to find a lot of people who are against ICE being here. That's fact jack. There was one in St. Augusta. I didn't even bother going to that because everybody in St. Augusta was going to be at work, and they were going to be probably pro-ICE. Clearwater, same thing. What was the other one? There were a couple of Sauk Rapids calls. Nobody's going to be hustling out to Sauk Rapids and protesting. So all of the calls here in St. Cloud, It was apartments, it was houses, it was in, it was out. They were very efficient. I didn't even see, like, yesterday you could find pockets of protesters and people just walking the streets. There was none of that today. It was odd. I had local media people calling me, asking me, they said, we saw your stream. We want to know a couple of things. I think one of them must have caught the show because I did say, hey, if you're media in the area, you want to use any of my stuff, go for it. But I had a conversation with one of them, and they were asking me, were any of the protesters paid? And I said, honestly, if I don't print that because I didn't get that confirmation from anyone, I sensed that a couple of them might be, but I didn't get a chance to ask them. One of them who I thought might be didn't want to go on camera. I think that's probably a good indicator. But two of the people who contacted me the big thing they wanted to know, did you find out if any of the protesters were paid? And I have to say, I think a good number of them must have been. And this part here is purely editorial. This is me just going off my gut, because you could find people walking the streets protesting ICE yesterday. And ICE didn't even have to be in the area. You could just find people who were on the lookout. You could find people who were, trying to see where they were. I had people that I got phone numbers from. I got sources, and they were going to let me know when shit was going down here. I contacted them. They said, we're in Minneapolis today. So I'm starting to think that I think these people are probably getting checks. They probably are getting comped. And that they kind of saw this St. Cloud thing as one and done, and all of the real action is in Minneapolis, and that's where they have to be. Because, again, out today, I did promise you guys a stream, so I did go on for 15 minutes. I walked around by the library, which is usually where the protests and all that kind of originate. Nothing in that neighborhood. I went to 33rd and 3rd, where it was yesterday. It seemed like business as usual, just Somali mini malls, just packed with fucking cars, just packed. I mean, you couldn't find a parking spot in the damn place. So really, you wouldn't know that ICE was here today. So if you have like liberal friends in this area going, oh, it feels like there's an ICE occupation on our streets and blah, blah, you would not know they were here today. You just wouldn't. Last night, there was supposed to be this big protest at one of the hotels not because it was confirmed that ICE was there, but because they thought that ICE agents might be staying there. Now, that seems like a shitty thing to do to the hotel and the employees and the desk workers and everything else, because you're making their job more difficult. The security that works at the hotel, all on a lark, all on because you think they might be staying there. And then it turns out like 15 people showed up. I drove by it. I drove by one of the hotels. They were supposed to have the protests, and I didn't see anybody. I read in the news, I read in the St. Cloud Times Facebook page today, they said, oh, yeah, there were a dozen or so protesters there, all young adults. And I'm like, sure. I mean, obviously they saw it. It was there. They were there. Obviously they must have been. But I was like, I drove around the block at around 9 o'clock. Nothing. Historically White says Aaron has to go undercover in blackface. You know what? That's clearly what we're missing. So I went out today. I went out for a couple of hours. It was like, honestly, it was like having a day, like you went out fishing the day before and you caught your limit. And you're like, holy shit, this was great. I can't wait to get out tomorrow. And then you get out there tomorrow and there's just ripples on the water. You're not catching anything. The only movement is just you pulling your own bobber. And that's what I was doing out there, was pulling my own bobber. And nothing. Again. Nothing. Reformed Rapscallion says the CIA has been involved in the internal workings of the USA since the early 60s. Thank you for the update. People are saying if you went undercover in blackface, that would be a hell of a stream. Yeah, not in Minneapolis it wouldn't be. I don't think there would be a lot of, I don't think there would be a big time marker on there. I don't think that one would last very long. Dislabeled with $5. I think he's on drugs, so bear with him. You ever get so high and listen to Pump Up the Jam 10 times in a row? Pump Up the Jam and Phantom of the Opera. Fantastic songs to listen to high. Well, that's it. If we got to do the 5-minute rally tonight, thanks to Dislabeled, the 5-minute rally song is going to be Pump Up the Jams. You made that easy. Thank you for starting us off with that $5. 78 memberships from 500 is where we start tonight. You guys get within 20. I got the rest. Sounds fair to me. So, great show tonight. Again, don't have a lot to report as far as ICE goes. So here's what I'm thinking. Either I'm going to go out tomorrow afternoon here in St. Cloud, follow the ICE app, see what's going on, or we wait until later in the day. And this is going to be dependent on, I'm going to kind of let the audience decide this in kind of a monetary fashion. Like, I know we'll do well monetarily if we go down to Minneapolis and stream. So I'm not saying like, oh, the evening show's got to cover 2 evening shows. No. This is important to cover this stuff. I'm saying if we do if we go 50 or 75 heavy tonight, we'll take tomorrow night off if that's what you want to do. And I'll go down, I'll grab some charger packs and we'll go down to Minneapolis and we'll live stream from the protests. I'll get in touch with some people I know down there. We'll try to, be involved, get in the shit, but stay safe at the same time. So if that's something you guys want to do, again, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, gifted memberships. If not, let's just do this like we would normally do. I'm going to put the ball in your court and let you guys decide. Now, this isn't saying that if we don't get to a certain level tonight, I'm not going to Minneapolis. I need to be clear. I'm going Thursday no matter what. This is just whether or not we go to St. Cloud or Minneapolis tomorrow. If, look, if I'm doing an evening show tomorrow, probably have to stick around St. Cloud. If I don't have to do an evening show tomorrow, we'll be heading out to Minneapolis and we'll cover 2 nights in a row. And then I do want to spend time with the kids and with SP this weekend. If I can sneak away for a little bit and do some protest coverage, because I'm sure there will be protests around here in St. Cloud. A lot of people who work during the week will be gathering. We'll be able to get some interviews and everything else. It could be fun. What I'm saying is I've kind of got the bug now. I've kind of got the journalism bug. I've got the going out and catching stories bug. And I'm excited to get back out there. Talking to people who are in local media and them knowing that we're doing it and talking about that. I got to say, I got the itch a little bit. And this is sick, but that one guy finding out who I am and being disgusted about my show and my politics and him pouting and sulking off, I like that too. There's a little bit of that old Aaron that's in there, a little bit of that Heather Lee Aaron that's still in there. It's like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. But then the real me really appreciates that the other guy stuck around and we spoke. We exchanged numbers. We were in communication. I like that guy. I like him. I got the itch. Nomo says, Aaron, that's AIDS. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was AIDS. Somebody also said, I think Johnny wants to go down to Minneapolis with you. I'm going to go ahead and guess that he doesn't. I'm gonna go ahead and say that Johnny does it. Or doesn't want to. Hey, Aaron, I'm the guy you used to call Halfway Paul. I live in North Minneapolis now. ICE doesn't come around here. Okay. All right. ICE doesn't come around there. Historically White says, but you are old, Aaron. I'm an older guy. I'm getting into older man territory. The comments from new people about my hair, the people who watch the ICE streams and stuff like that, the ones commenting about my hair, I can't tell you what it means to me. Doesn't give me a complex at all. Doesn't make me feel shitty in the least. We've got a lot to talk about tonight, a lot to dive into. Chevmatic, with a buck, says, would you be willing to do a members stream talking about things like what drove Germany to support Nazis or how the Crusades came to be? I find it fascinating. I would love to. You want to do the Crusades on Thursday? We'll do it. You know what? That'll be good because I'm going to hang around town a little longer because if I'm going to be streaming Minneapolis protests, I don't want to burn out all of our shit right away. I mean, my parents live 15, 20 minutes away, so I suppose I could go back and forth if I need to. But Thursday, that would keep me here a while. If we talk about how the Crusades came to be or how the Crusades were justified, I would love to do that. All right, guys, let's dive into some shit today. 78 memberships away from 500. I appreciate your guys' support. Today, this morning was great. Last night was amazing. Yesterday during the day was great. And thank you to everybody who contributed during our protest streams as well. But let's jump into some stuff. We've got a lot of Minnesota stuff, a lot of national stuff, and a lot of just downright silly shit. You remember that Matt Khalil with the giant double Coke can dicks, triple Coke can dicks or whatever, the former Minnesota Viking? So last we told you that he had sued his wife his ex-wife. His ex-wife went on a podcast and said, like, well, I divorced my husband, Matt Khalil, the former football player, because his cock was too big. I went to therapy. I tried to figure everything out. I mean, imagine your dick is so big, women have to go to therapy to figure out how to take it. I mean, I have to go to therapy to figure out how to get my woman to take my cock, but that has nothing to do with its size. It's more my smell and natural unattractiveness, but it's not something we need to talk about here tonight. She has now so he filed a lawsuit saying that she shouldn't be allowed to just go out in public and talk about his penis that way. Imagine you have to file a lawsuit because your ex won't stop talking about how big your cock is. I've paid exes in the past to tell people that my cock is gigantic, and here this dumb motherfucker is suing his ex for doing it. Matt Khalil and I are not the same. I've learned that when it comes to penis, there's levels to this game, and that won't be clipped out of context either. So her lawyers have now responded to his lawsuit. So his contention, so she's talking about how gigantic his cock is. His contention is she's not allowed to talk about his cock, so he's suing her. Her lawyers have responded saying it is her First Amendment right to talk about his penis. This is the most fought over penis since John Wayne Bobbitt went into that ditch. This is incredible that it's, and I don't know, like, if Matt Khalil wins, is it like, does his ex-wife have to stop talking about his cock? Because cat's out of the bag, cock's out of the bag at this point. If he wins, does he get monetary damages? You'll need to explain to me. I'm going to need itemized receipts. How did Matt Khalil's earning potential suffer from the revelation that his penis is almost 3 Coke cans large and doesn't fit in normal human anatomy? And could it be argued that perhaps it opened a window to a new revenue possibility on OF for Matt Khalil? I don't know. I saw it. We'll talk about it a little later. I don't mean to get excited over a story about a former Minnesota Vikings penis, but here we are. What's Visante Shenko been up to? Let's get to Donald Trump first. Today, he did another thing that's going to pertain to Minnesota. Donald Trump was in Detroit. He was viewing some auto factories, some things like that. Some guy yelled, what did he say, baby rape enabler or something like that, or baby rapist protector, yelled it at Trump. Trump just yelled down from the kind of the scaffolding he was on. He goes, fuck you, and he gave him the finger. I'm not sure that's presidential. It's Trump, but I'm not sure it's presidential. At any rate, he's in Detroit today, and he starts talking about sanctuary cities, because obviously everything going on with ICE and everything going on with that Renee Good. Dude, I'm really bummed, and I think we're talking about this on tomorrow morning's show, but that Joe Thompson and a bunch of other prosecutors who were investigating Somali fraud resigned today. That's not good. And the reason they resigned is really frustrating. Apparently, they were pushed by the Trump administration to investigate Renee Good after the shooting. Why? What's the point? She's fucking dead. Now, if you want my conspiracy theory after reading 2 articles only on the subject, and I'll read more before tomorrow morning's show, here's my thoughts on Joe Thompson and his team resigning. I think that the Somali fraud thing was always meant to be a distraction, a shakeup. It served its purpose, and now this Thompson guy is going to leave, and he's going to use the Trump administration as an excuse. They're going to let this Somali fraud thing go by the wayside. I hate to tell you I was right when I said nothing's going to happen, because nothing ever happens. Nobody's going to jail. I think they're going to drop the ball federally on this Somali fraud thing because it was the distraction they needed to get ICE into Minnesota. Now you got Trump. The temporary refugee status is been removed for a bunch of Somalis. If they're not out by March 17th, they get arrested. They get thrown out. I think that this Joe Thompson was used as a distraction. I think he outlived his usefulness because, remember, Tim Walz was on TV just last week saying, this Joe Thompson, he's a piece of shit. He would have been fired. He's crooked. He's defaming Minnesota. And then today, Joe Thompson resigns, and Tim Walz is out there going, he's a superb guy. He's a great man. He stood up for what's right. And it's like, it's such pro wrestling. It's like the guy that you were friends with last week is hitting you in the back with a chair this week and vice versa. It's just such horseshit. So, obviously me, as I get older, the less things I take at face value. I think this Joe, I keep fucking up his name. I keep wanting to call him Armstrong. Thompson. This Joe Thompson. There's so much more to this. And if it is the fact that the Trump administration said we want you to look into Renee Good, what a fucking waste of time that is. She's dead. And also the internet's already dug up a bunch of shit on her. She's a shitty mom. She went crazy after one of her divorces, became a bald butch lesbian, and brain rotted from liberal politics. I think we figured it out. So Trump was in Detroit today, and he was talking about sanctuary cities after all the stuff that's been going down with ICE, everything that's been going on in Minnesota. He made this announcement today. Now, again, it's fun to get excited. It's fun to think that stuff is happening. But a lot of this stuff that Trump cocks off about ends up being stricken down by the Supreme Court, like tariffs might, or it ends up being something that he has to pass through Congress. He doesn't have the authority to do it. So we'll see if this one actually lives up or if this becomes another, we're capping credit card interest rates at 10%. Like, fucking says who? You got to pass that. And I doubt that a Congress that's full of people taking banking lobbyist money is going to agree to 10% interest rates on credit cards. Nah. So this is Trump on sanctuary cities getting federal funds.
Day notices to places like California, Scott. Right away, we're going to send out that notice. Who would bill the federal government as people poured into the state to send those people back because no country can afford to do it. No country can afford to take in millions of people, pay for their education, their health care, their hospitals. You just can't do it. And we all have a heart. You can't do it. But many of those people are murderers. They're people released from jails, prisons, mental institutions, insane asylums.
That's the frustrating thing. In talking to the protesters, that was one thing that was difficult for me, was I kept trying to make the point without having an opinion. I just wanted to ask him, I'm like, it sounds like ICE is saying they're here to get people with a criminal record who are here illegally. And they wouldn't really address that point. And I'm not there to like press them or win a debate. So I'm just like, all right, that's their answer to that. But it is like one of the guys did say, oh, they were here to get a guy who was a drug dealer and he served his sentence. I'm like, well, he does have a criminal record and he is here illegally. Those are the guys we're looking for, because when he got arrested for that drug offense, he should have been reported to ICE and he should have been deported at that point. So just because you got arrested in a state that doesn't report to ICE and you went to prison doesn't mean when ICE finds out about it, they're not going to want to deport you because A, you're here illegally, that's enough. And B, they don't want, we got enough drug dealers here organically. We don't need to import more.
They're people that are drug dealers. They're addicts. Additionally, starting February 1st, we're not making any payments to sanctuary cities or states having sanctuary cities because they do everything possible to protect criminals at the expense of American citizens, and it breeds fraud and crime and all of the other problems that come. So we're not making any payment to anybody that supports sanctuary cities.
So we're not making any payments. So are we talking SNAP? Are we talking every federal benefit there is? And again, can you do this with a stroke of a pen? Can you do this by executive order? Is this something that has to go through Congress? Is this something that's going to get stricken down by the courts? We're now getting into that point of the Trump administration where we're over a year in. No, we're about a year in. We're about 1 year in. And you're going, look, we did all this flurry of activity and we threw all these crazy punches and holy shit, this is really crazy. And between the ones that have been struck down by the courts or the things like Doge, which were a big disappointment that were never put in that big, beautiful bill, that pork barrel bill that he had, and between all of the things that they're being told, you got to pass these through Congress, you can't do this, or between the things that Trump says he's going to do, like the Epstein list, and then they just blatantly cover up the fact that they didn't do shit about it. I mean, they've still only got 1% of those files released. It's starting to be kind of the hangover phase. Honeymoon phase has been over for a long time. We all got drunk on the hopium, and now the hangover's kicked in, and it's like, okay, guys, but are you going to actually do any of this shit? Somali fraud. Oh, we're all worked up about Somali fraud. Let's go in there and get them. Well, now the federal prosecutor that was in charge of the whole thing, when they don't need it as a distraction, conveniently that guy's gone now. So is the next person going to pick up the ball and pick up where he left off, or is this just going to fall to the back burner? Because I ain't trusting it to Nick Shirley, for God's sake. That dope. And then when it comes to 10% credit cards, when it comes to Epstein, when it comes to all this stuff, like, when is it okay for me to just go, the minute the Trump administration says something, I don't believe it. In fact, I'm going to believe it when I see it. In fact, I first got to that point with the Epstein list. So as far as I agree with him. Cut off federal funding if local police don't want to cooperate with ICE on immigration issues. If they're going to make the federal government's job more difficult, they are allowed to do that. The federal government doesn't have to give them money. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. That's how it's been for a long time in every administration. But again, will they actually be able to do it? I'm not sure they can. I'm not sure they can. Thank you very much to Red Fox Mad for gifting a membership. Just writes, I love other men's penises. Penises would be spelt Penis apostrophe. You don't need to put another S after the penis in penises. It's already, you know what? It's not important. It's not important. Miss Tay with a gifted membership. Thank you so much.
There's so many Somalians in this bitch.
Thank you so much for that gifted membership. Oh, boy. That's 77 away from 500 tonight. Thank you guys very much. If you're just joining us, not a lot when it comes to ICE activity today that we could cover. So tomorrow, what we're going to do is we're either going to stick around St. Cloud, see what's going on there. Probably won't get much compared to what we got Monday. Or if we do well enough tonight, if we put enough in the lockbox, as remember, we called it the lockbox. They added some more to the lockbox this morning. They added about $40 to your guys' $5. I think if we get that lockbox to 100 tonight, we'll take tomorrow night off and we'll live stream from Minneapolis. We'll just keep the phone going instead of doing multiple streams. We'll fire up the live streams. We'll go downtown Minneapolis and we'll cover that for you. People are saying like, hey, Aaron, if you go down there, make sure you wear like stuff to protect yourself from pepper spray and all that shit. Part of me wants to raw dog it. Like, I want to cover this shit. Sam Show says you're actually going out there. Why? Because, I mean, people want to see it. People want to see what's going on. And I don't want it to be Nick Sorter. I don't want it to be all of these people who have an agenda and want to go out there. I just want to go out there. I want to see it. I want to film it for you guys. I want you to be able to see it as I see it. Talk to people that might be nice and want to talk. I want to do that. I just want to cover the damn thing. That's all. Happy Wawa customer. Thank you for gifting a membership to Konijin Honijibin. I fucked that up really bad. 76 memberships away from 500. Baba Shab says Aaron wants to get tear gassed. Reformed Rapscallion says this is not the way for you to be discovered, Aaron. I've got the journalism bug. I want to go down there and cover this shit. I'm going Thursday no matter what, but if we do well tonight, I'll take tomorrow night. I'm not take tomorrow night off, but we'll just stream from Minneapolis. I think the best place to start would probably be not right at that federal building, but near that federal building would be the best way to go. Sam Show says, people want to see you get your ass whooped. Nobody is watching you for the news. Ooh, I'm sorry, but that's a very black-pilled take and incorrect. Incorrect. 09 Canyon, this is very important. The plural of penis is penises. However, the term penis, P-E-N-E-S, I'm going to go with, is also used particularly in professional contexts, according to Bing. I didn't know that. I did not know. I was not aware of that. Reformed Rapscallion says, you and the log cabin Republicans should sit this one out. Wait a minute, but the log cabin Republicans are a bunch of openly gay Republicans who Oh, I see. Hey, but you said me and the log cabin Republicans, so what you're saying is I'm not one of them. Cool. Historically White says they'll only trust you if you get tear gassed. Oh, no, I'll be running like a bitch. That's what somebody said that to me. They're like, Aaron, if you go down to Minneapolis, don't be. Oh, it was one of the protesters. They go, hey, man, if you go down and shit starts going down, don't try to get in the middle of it. Don't try to, get in there and interfere. I go, yeah, no. I'm not here to fucking martyr myself. I'll fucking run like a bitch. Are you kidding me? For sure. $5 from Salvatore says, in Scarface, was Frank Lopez Jewish, or did he just hang around with wealthy Jewish guys and started LARPing as one? I've always wondered that too, because it's Robert Loggia, and he's so Jewy in that movie, but he's supposed to be a Cuban. I don't think there's a lot of Cuban Jews. He just but thank you, Salvatore, because I'm glad I'm not the only one who's noticed that. Frank gave off a very Jewy vibe in Scarface. And I'm glad I'm not the only one who's noticed it. Dinkelman says, what happens if you get pepper balled in the fucking chest? That wouldn't be fun. That wouldn't be fun. Tim the Toolman Taylor says, I watch for the news, unfortunately. The Toe is the only reporter I trust. Look at that. Look at that. You know what, Taste Fairy Iolto, you got it. He says, just make sure you get a selfie of the dinosaur. I absolutely will. You guys keep adding to that bank, and we'll take tomorrow night and do our show live from the Minneapolis protest. Like I said, you guys don't need to cover tomorrow night because I think we'll do all right being out there. But, yeah, I think get that lockbox up to $100. We'll head to Minneapolis. Thank you guys very much for your contributions. Historically White says, ban that guy. No. And I am going to take a selfie. When I go to Minneapolis, whether it's Thursday or whether it's tomorrow, I'm going to take a picture with the dinosaur and the shark, for sure. It's going to be kind of weird. People are going to think I'm a fucking weirdo because they'll be like, this is a somber place where we come to honor Renee Good. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm here for the shark and the dinosaur. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. I'm not here for that. I'm only here for the dinosaur and kind of for the shark. And Sam Show says, wear your Vegas shirt. I think that would be great. Miss Tay with $1 says, from St. Caesar, Aaron, digital ID is no longer mandatory in the UK. Take a drink for us UK folk whose leader has a worse approval rating than Hitler. Let that sink in. Digital ID is no longer mandatory in the UK. What kind of next level Matrix shit did you guys have going? What do you mean digital ID? I don't know what kind of fucking police state shit you guys have going on in that shithole country. Papa Shab says Alejandro Mayorkas is another Juban. Is that what we're calling them? Juban? Papa Shab says they exist here and they are creatures of the night. Now, wait a minute. Was Frank, we're going to figure this out for Salvatore. Was Frank Lopez Jewish? The only guy who Tony despised so much that he called a cockroach was Frank Lopez, a Jewish character. The son of Sephardic Jewish parents, according to Historica Wiki. Frank Lopez was born in Cuba in 1927, the son of Sephardic Jewish parents. Wow. In the film Scarface, this is from AI. In the film Scarface, the character Frank Lopez, played by Robert Loggia, is portrayed as a Hispanic Jewish drug lord. Wow. Oh, I'm so happy that Tony won that battle now. Was Robert Loggia Jewish? No. So it made no fucking sense to make Frank Lopez a Jew. Robert Loggia, not a Jewish guy. He's Italian. He's a fucking Sicilian. So he's a little bit of, a little bit of Catholic, a little bit of Moor, a little bit of, who knows what the fuck is all mixed in there. The Moors did so much fucking. Anyway, so Robert Loggia, not Jewish. Frank Lopez, Jewish. So a Sicilian from Staten Island played a Cuban who was also a Jew. If that's not Hollywood shoehorning that into that character, there is no reason for Frank Lopez to be Jewish. Hold on. Are there a lot of Cuban Jews? No, there aren't a lot of Cuban Jews today. The community is small, numbering 1,000 to 1,200. Ooh, it was 15,000 before the 1959 revolution. Yikes. Yikes. Ooh. You know what's weird is like all that communism shit was invented by Jewish people but they also like killed a shitload of Jewish people. Like, go figure. Go figure. There was absolutely no reason for them to make, what's his name? Not Emilio Rebenga, to make Frank Lopez Jewish. You know what, Salvatore M., you're absolutely right. And nobody's ever brought that to the show before. And I've always wondered it myself. Thank you for the $5 and thank you for the talker, if you will. Venmo, PayPal, Streamlabs, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, and gifted memberships. Keep us going on this very, very good week for the toe. Both Rumble and YouTube doing well this week. YouTube's starting to kick it in the ass a little bit. We're at 275 already tonight, on our way to 300. That's the spot we like to be in. Rumble, okay. YouTube, you need to kick it in the ass a little bit. Everybody hit like, hit subscribe, and hit follow, and I think we'll hit that 300 number. Absolutely no problem here on The B Show. Speaking of protesters, did you guys know that going to these protests could absolutely be a dating opportunity for you guys? I mean, it depends on how lonely you are. You'll have to lower your standards a little bit, and in Minneapolis specifically, you'll have to ask the same question Matt Walsh did. What is a woman exactly? The Supreme Court is figuring that out today. If you didn't know, the Supreme Court was had hearings on trans women in girls' sports. And there were some very interesting questions asked. I think, was it Scalia? No, Scalia's dead. Oh, fuck. Thomas. I think it was Thomas. Yeah, because Scalia's dead. I think it was Thomas who asked. He asked how we could define a woman. It might have been Alito. It could have been Alito or it could have been Thomas. They asked one of the people bringing the suit to allow, or defending the suit to allow trans women to play girl sports. They asked, can you define what a woman is for us? And I believe it's the ACLU that took the case on for them, said, I did not bring that with me today, no. Like, how the fuck? This whole thing is about who can play women's sports, and you don't bring with you, what's a woman? Hey, we need to figure out if cockroaches are allowed into our soccer game. Well, how would you define what a cockroach is? I don't know. Just kind of pulled it out of my ass. Well, then get out of here. Hey, which women should be allowed to play sports? Well, how do you define a woman? Well, my side hasn't really thought about that much. Get the fuck out of my courtroom. So I don't know. I mean, I know how the Supreme Court's going to vote. It's probably going to happen along ideological lines. It'll probably trans women playing in women's sports will probably get shot down finally, which would establish the precedent. But it's just, I mean, the shit show. Like the more shit like that happens, the more we get closer to idiocracy. Where it's like you go before the Supreme Court. Like every quarterback wants to play in the Super Bowl. Every pitcher wants to throw in Game 7 of the World Series. Every litigator wants to argue in front of the Supreme Court of the United States. Holy shit, these are the biggest lights. And a judge asks you right between the eyes. And you know he's a judge who's probably hostile to your position. And he hits you right between the eyes with, hey, this is about women in sports. What's a woman? I mean, fucking blow me, Judge. I don't know. I have no clue. I am completely up Schitt's Creek without a paddle on that one. Counselor, did you come prepared for this case? I mean, define prepared. I just shot H in the bathroom before I got in here. I was just really wired. I figured I needed to chill. I mean, I don't know how you're supposed to, Your Honor, I don't know how I'm supposed to concentrate. All my clients keep cutting their cocks off in mid-argument. It's really difficult. So maybe you want to, I'm sorry, I got way up. We were trying to talk about the protesters and helping you guys find dates when you go to these protests. If any of you guys want to come to Minneapolis with me to cover these protests, you're more than welcome, because maybe we can find you a girl. But I'm going to warn you, they're picky. I got a 42-year-old woman here who says that she's ready to date someone, but any man of mine better be just right. Let's see what she says.
Here we are at my official dating profile request. I am 42.
42 wearing a Carhartt. Get rid of her. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine. Can be a lesbian if you want to.
I'm almost 42. I am a relationship anarchist. I am on the lookout for somebody who right now I'd be able to call and say, hey, get in the passenger seat and let's go fuck some shit up.
She's a 42-year-old relationship anarchist. That sounds like a really clever, acceptable way to say whore. Get in the passenger seat, so she's driving. You know, because she's a modern woman. Get in the passenger seat. Let's go fuck some shit up. Dude, at 42, you are too old to be fucking shit up. I'm 39. I can't be fucking shit up. I fucked shit up when I was 37 and 38. I'm 39 now. No more fucking shit up. 37 and 39. I went out with a fucking bang fucking shit up. Mostly my life. But now it's back on track. 39 is no more fucking shit up. Ideally, you should be done fucking shit up by 30. No more fucking shit up. So if you're 42 and you're fucking shit, the only thing you should be fucking up are your knees, hips, and back at 42. That's it. I'm 39. Can I still go play basketball and box? Yes. What happens if I do? It hurts like a motherfucker for about a week. You can, at 40, you can still do the things you used to do. You just can't bounce back quite as quick.
Because right now in Minneapolis, what is happening we are being occupied by ICE agents who are, of course, I couldn't get this on what is happening here.
That is such a Minnesota thing. Like, I'm a 42-year-old relationship anarchist, and we're going to fuck some shit up. Oh, geez. Oh, gosh. Oh, look at that there. Oh, I just couldn't get the Carhartt fastened. Just, I couldn't get the Carhartt fashion quite right.
Oh, no. Oh, geez.
Oh, gosh, would you look at that? Oh, you know what? I had it backwards there. Oh, my goodness. Me and my new boyfriend, Karmic X, are just going to have a good laugh in our Carhartts about that one. Oh, boy.
Who are going door to door. It's because I'm doing it backwards.
I was right. She really did do it backwards. She made me funnier. Oh, my God, we're perfect for each other. That's... Hi, I'm a 39-year-old right-wing podcaster in my basement, and I heard you were a relationship anarchist. What do you say?
Yo, I hope you die.
All right, message received.
Going door to
lesbian. No.
Door and kidnapping people from their homes.
Oh, my God.
Not just from their homes. They are going to schools.
Do this one right. Don't fuck it up.
They are going to churches.
I notice you don't have any tits getting in the way. That's, we're keeping score as we go here. That's,
They are going to Target, which I'm not going to lie, I'm not surprised about.
That's kind of fucking racist. She's supposed to be like an ally. They're going to Target. All right, you know what? Even my progressive ass thinks there's a lot of skinnies and specks out there. So, you know, what are you going to do? You know, there's a difference between fighting for justice and, you know, swimming upstream when there ain't no hope, you know. I ain't trying to get dragged in the undertow, you know. Oh, yeah, I go to Target. I hear more Spanish speaking than I do American. I'll tell you that much. The fuck? I didn't see that twist coming. I'm a relationship anarchist. We're going to fuck some shit up together once I get my Carhartt on there right. Oh, yeah. And then after that, you know, they're kidnapping people, these bastards at ICE. They're kidnapping people at their schools, yeah, and in their jobs and in their car. Sometimes they go to Target, and, you know, I understand that because sometimes I go to that checkout, and I don't think that feller speaks English. And by God, I think if you're going to be here working at Target, you ought to speak some English.
We all know Target.
He speaks that ooga booga language, and quite frankly, I just, you know, I'm still a little weird about 9/11, you know. I watched Black Hawk Down with one of my guys in rotation the other day. He's kind of an alpha. And you know what? I think I am a little wary still. But boy, can they handle an RPG. You know, I don't think I could shoot down a helicopter quite like that. But if ICE comes with one of their helicopters, I'll get one of my skinny friends and I'll say, go, you and your friends go grab your RPG there out of the NY Euro you got there and just shoot down that there helicopter. Wouldn't you know it? Not all the skinnies got an RPG. I got to stop watching Black Hawk Down for my social references.
They are going to Target, which I'm not going to lie, I'm not surprised about. We all know Target, right? So if that's you, if you're interested in fucking some shit up, if you're not afraid of a woman who can speak her mind,
it's not that I'm afraid of a woman who can speak her mind. It's that I get tired easily. You know, honey, I'm going to these protests, and that's great, honey. Be back before dark. I don't want you to get hurt. Oh, honey, I can be out there until dark. I can be out there protesting, fighting for justice. Yeah, but that's when the blacks start raping, honey. That's not. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
If you're interested in sitting in a side seat, message me. We got shit to do.
Oh, so that's just like a violently unstable liberal maniac. I wonder which one of you is going to get her pregnant. That'll be interesting. Just, I'll be here, for moral support. Thank you very much to Happy Wawa customer for gifting a membership to Sean Lenane. Very nice of you. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow, and why don't a couple of you gift those memberships? Great start tonight, guys. Appreciate your contributions. There's a relationship anarchy page. Oh, shit. Landers writes, liberal in the streets, Bonnie blue in the sheets. No. Commie red in the streets, Bonnie blue in the sheets. There's the joke. We'll workshop it. There's like half the audience, maybe a little less than half the audience in the evening shows than there is in the morning show. We can do a little more one-on-one. We can workshop the bit. I like it. Rexstart parody account says, if you tweak that impression a little, you have Rowdy Roddy Piper. All right, well, hold on then. We'll just start talking like this now. And then all of a sudden, we'll turn it like this, and you got the hot... No, it's not Rowdy Roddy. I'm not getting there. I took a wrong turn in one of the vocal inflections. You got to find where in your speech frame the voice is. Like, for example, one of the easiest ones is Jesse Ventura, because you just go as deep as you can, and he's down kind of somewhere between your chin and your neck. And you do it in there, you get like something stuck in your throat. That's how you do Jesse Ventura. And then like Alex Jones, he's like in the middle of your throat. You got if I'm gonna be shilling for the Jews now, I'm gonna be doing it because I believe that honestly everything I said about 9/11 was bullshit. I was doing a lot of ecstasy at the time. It was government mandated. It was a CIA program. I was being used, just like Ted Kaczynski, just like Timothy McVeigh. So he's there. Stone Cold Steve Austin is kind of there. The gravelly triumvirate would be Jones, Ventura, and Austin. So like, goddamn, you piece of trash. If you want to talk like this when you're at the protests and tell them if you don't stop throwing them pepper balls at them protesters, I'm going to stomp a mud hole in your icy ass and walk it dry. That's where Stone Cold lives. Now, some of the other, like Scott Steiner lives there too. A lot of the wrestling impressions live there. Hogan lives there. Mark Levin is probably the polar opposite of all those. Mark Levin is I struggle to do Mark Levin sometimes because I can't get up in here enough. Like Mark Levin is in your nose. I mean, you've almost got to reach up through your mouth, and you got to almost like you're trying to get the sonic line. You imagine it goes from up in your mouth, and you're trying to get it into the back of your nose, and then all of them are attacking my goddamn stepson, and I'm tired of this Tucker Carlson. Goddamn Arab, if you've asked me. And I think we should genocide all the Arabs, quite frankly, and then say that it was America's idea, and then pay them to accept it. And then I'm not going to take it from this black woman, Candace Owens, anymore. They're all a bunch of leeches.
You little bastard, you attacked my stepson?
So he's up there. He's almost impossible to get to. Sam Show says Relationship Anarchy has a Wikipedia page. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. 09 Canyon says Aaron has a lot of men in his throat. That's not what I'm saying. Papa Shab says Mark Levin is a turn-of-the-century nasally Jew, truly a relic of a bygone era. I get more messages from people who tell me that the Mark Levin impression is the most right on and it's their favorite. I really don't think it is, but I'm going to, hey, the audience is always right. Someone says that, I can't find it now. Damn it. Somebody had it perfect. I want to give them credit. MSO says she would be perfect for Karmic X. She would, dude. Karmic likes that like abrasive woman who's going to control him and tell him what to do. Like he's into that. Baba Shab says there's a reason that Aaron is good at this impression. His grandfather remains vindicated. You know, if we could get an AI voice of my grandfather saying, goddamn Jew baby, that would be my favorite drop. I miss my pop. All right, I died. He died. Well, a little bit of me died that day. He died when I was like 9 or 10, unfortunately. My grandfather on my father's side died when I was like a month and a half old. Relationship anarchy, sometimes abbreviated to RA, the rugged man, is the application of anarchist principles to interpersonal relationships. Oh, fucking hell. Its values include autonomy, anti-hierarchical practices, anti-normativity. I'm just seeing butt stuff in all of this. And community independence. I'm just seeing more trouble than it's worth, really. Andy Nordgren, I'm sure a short-haired feminist, popularized the term relationship anarchy in her 2012 Tumblr essay, The Short Instructional Manifesto for Relationship Anarchy. Andy Nordgren. No page, thank Christ. I'm a 42-year-old relationship anarchist. And I'm a relationship anarchist at 42 years old. I mean, goddamn, just say lonely. It's okay to just say lonely. I mean, you know, a lot of people are. It's okay. $5 from Miss Tay says, when are you getting your glasses fixed, Fatty Potter? That's not very nice. That's really not nice. I don't like it at all. But my new glasses are on the way. I tried. So there were two different sites. I like Glasses USA. They're my favorite. But there's this other one that multiple people told me about. They're like, Aaron, it's really cheap, but don't let that fool you. Because like if something's really cheap, that's kind of like a too good to be true kind of thing. And I like to stay away from that. But I'm also like, it's cheap fucking glasses. And I hate my glasses. Zenny, that's what it is. So I chose Zenny. I'm going to see. Here's what I thought. If the Zenny glasses are shit, I can just go on Glasses USA and I can order another. For the price I'm getting, I can just go to Glasses USA and do it right. Dinkelman says, your central Minnesota accent kind of sounds like a gay middle school teacher. Well, all of us in central Minnesota are kind of gay middle school teachers. Hulkamash Baby with $1 says, when you're going your impressions, which chin do you pull them out of? It's none of your business, Dan, and I'd appreciate it if you stayed the hell out of my personal affairs. God damn it.
Enough. I will hear no more of this Hebrew nonsense.
Dinosaur Fuel says Zinni is good. Okay. I mean, we'll see when they get here. Now, if they don't even get here, then we'll know it's shit. But I've got a couple of people in my family and a couple of people who watch the show say, Zinni, dude, you got to go to Zinni. I go there, I start looking at their prices. I'm like, this has got to be some kind of fucking catch. And if the catch is that it's basically a bunch of Chinese Muslim slave labor, like, I can sleep at night. That's fine. I don't need to know. But if it's because they're cheap shit that break right away, I mean, these were expensive, nice glasses, and I broke them. So I can be hard on them. Fauci's Pangolin says, dollar store cheaters. Bro, I'm this fucking close. My prescription is just a little bit off from the dollar store cheaters. If I could get away with it, I'd just buy 10 pair of them and I'd never be out of glasses. But my prescription is just that far off. I put those things on and I'm like, this is a little better, but it's not great. Like up close, I'm good. Far away, I'm fucked. Thank you guys for the contributions. Appreciate it. 09 Canyon says, Aaron, have you considered a colorful scarf to hide your chins? I do own a scarf. I never wear it because I think scarves are gay, but it was a gift from back in the Litchfield radio station days. Somebody got me it. It was a really nice gift. It was very thoughtful. But fuck do I find scarves to be really, really gay. Unless you're wearing like a business coat and leather gloves, a scarf is always going to look like you're sitting on cocks in your spare time. That's just one man's opinion. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. Flagrant says, first of all, guys, we don't need to worry about my chins, okay? I'm aging gracefully. Now, fuck off. I'm still a kid. Flagrant says, I used Zenni. I don't wear them. I went back to my scratched one. They seemed fine, but they're like super glasses. I can read 1 millimeter at 50 feet, but cannot see at 6 feet. Well, that's why you put in your prescription. And then they're supposed to handle that for you. So I said scarves are for gays. 09 Canyon writes, again, may I suggest a colorful scarf? All right, if we're going to be insulting me, we're 75 memberships away from 500. Thank you very much. 293 of you checking out the show at the moment. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get to 300 today. And then I'm going to be a happy dappy boy. That's what I'm going to be. Lander says, sure, if looking like a chubbier crypt keeper is aging gracefully. All right, we are doing this for money now. Enough. I'm going to get a complex. You want to watch a bunch of retarded kids walk out of school like they're accomplishing something? Let's pivot to that next. So this happened across Minnesota yesterday. In fact, it happened out here at Tech. And I was thinking of going to cover it, but I didn't go for two reasons. The two reasons I didn't go to Tech to cover this thing were because, one, it was getting a little too close to the time I prepped for the evening show. And two, I thought it would be creepy to go to a high school and start streaming. I thought that would just be too, like, maybe if I'm in journalist mode, people would be like, Aaron, you're a journalist. You're covering these things. You have to be okay with going to certain places. It didn't feel right going to it. It felt intrusive and inappropriate to go to a high school and start feeling, you know, what am I going to do? Talk to a bunch of 17-year-old protesters like, do you know why you're here politically? No, Aaron, they're here because they can get out of school a half hour early. It's not rocket science. It'll be fine. I almost said rocket surgery, and I never would have heard the end of that. So all over Minnesota yesterday, kids were walking out of school. And look, most of these kids that are walking out of school, they're just trying to get out of school early. That's all it is.
More schools participated in walkouts over ICE action in the Twin Cities. A large group of Roseville High School students gathered on an interstate overpass this morning. A few hours later, Sky 11 flew over Maple Grove, where students left class to demonstrate in the school's parking lot.
I'm sorry, but okay, let me tell you something about Maple Grove. That's a big-ass high school. There's probably 3,000 to 5,000 kids at that high school. And this looks like maybe 200 to 300 people are out there. I mean, it's not a giant representation. Oh, by the way, a lot of white skin. Maple Grove's a whitey town. Big time. So these are a bunch of performative, virtue signaling whites that can get out of school a little early. Oh, to be a kid. A lot of the guys that are there are just there because there's a girl that's sensitive to this shit and he wants to look cool to her. Ugh, could you imagine?
And just minutes later, Sky 11 flew over a walkout at Roosevelt High School, where a Border Patrol...
Now, Roosevelt, that's not where the white kids are. You're going to see a lot of tones at Roosevelt High School.
Incident ended last week after what DHS officials described as a 5-mile chase of a driver who had rammed his vehicle into one of theirs. That chase ended in front of the high school and led to confrontations between students and Border Patrol agents. Ian Russell connected with some of those students as they marched today.
Oh, man, I can't wait to hear the takes. Oh, they brought the marching band out. Isn't that darling? I really can't wait to hear what takes these kids had. I'm sure it's just precious, you know, and prescient. The children are our future.
One by one, step by step.
I don't think it's always about politics. I think that sometimes it's just about caring about the people who care about you.
Huh? I don't think it's... Now, that's funny because the protesters that I talked to said this was all about politics. So I think you guys got to get your message together. It's about caring about the people who care about you. That's nice. That's a beautiful sentiment. I'm not going to shit on you for that. But it's like, to me, everyone wants to have this heady conversation about it. And for me, it breaks down to this. Do you want to have a country? Okay, if you want to have a country, you got to have borders. And if you're going to have borders, you got to have laws about those borders. And when people violate those laws about the borders, you have to kick them out of your country. You have to show people that you take those rules seriously for a couple of reasons. One, again, you have to establish borders and show that you're a country with its own culture and its own beliefs. Number two, there are people who spent years and thousands of dollars to get here the legal way. They learned what they needed to learn, took the tests that they needed to take, probably know more about this country than a lot of these high school kids do if you sat them down and asked them about Supreme Court justices and senators and representatives. It's unfair to them that people can just cut the line and come here illegally and undercut them for jobs. So, I mean, it's nice that these kids have all these heady ideas about loving those who love you, and I think that's great. And once we establish that we're a country that has a border, and with those borders come border laws, and those border laws are enforced, once we have that and we have our country established, then let's all love each other like we would love ourselves or whatever. This kid is so just trying to get laid.
More than 100 students at Roosevelt High School walk out of...
He wants to hold that girl's hand, but he's not sure if he should go for it. Come on, you guys are all full of like liberal politics and shit. She's probably a relationship anarchist. You'll be fine.
Class Monday afternoon, protesting as they voice their frustrations with federal immigration activity in the Twin Cities.
Just try to make sure that other people within my community can live their lives, you know?
From the classroom to the streets outside.
See, like, that's what I mean. Like, I want to take these protesters seriously, but it's like, we ask you what you think and you just say the most trite bullshit. And it's okay for them. They're 16, 17, 18-year-old kids. It's understandable that they don't have like a really nuanced view of immigration and shit. They're not supposed to. They just learned what immigration was a year ago. But like, you go and you talk to these kids and they're just like, no one's illegal on stolen land, man. It's like, all the land is fucking stolen. It's all... Who owns the land? The people who have the guns to protect it at the time. That's who owns the land.
Students marched to Hiawatha and back, eventually stopping in front of their school.
I love that one too. No human is illegal. I mean, that's not true. I mean, say that to a rapist.
This isn't the first school walkout we've seen, but Roosevelt has a closer...
Immigrants make America great. I mean, what immigrants built this country? Do we want to have that conversation? Do we want to talk about this now? I don't like talking about this when, like, it's an 18, like when it's high school kids saying it, because you don't want to break their heart and make them jaded. You want them to become that all on their own like you did. But, like, you want to talk about the immigrants that built this country, you're probably talking about the ones that came from European Christian nations. Asians, you got to throw some Asians in there too, but in terms of the ones who really contributed and really fucking kicked it in the ass, probably nobody moved our economy along faster, farther, contributed more with inventions and everything else than probably the people who came here from Europe, white, Christian, European countries. Those were probably our best immigrants. Like, again, Asians, Latinos, they kicked it in the ass. Blacks kind of have a weird relationship with this country, seeing as that wasn't so violent. I don't really consider blacks immigrants. I consider them, what do you call, they were slaves. It's a little different. Immigrants chose to come here. But, like, well, I understand, like, a lot of Irish didn't choose to come here, but you're fucking welcome. Ireland, really? Eat another potato, you fuckstick. But, like, are we talking about Somali immigrants? Did they, immigrants built this country? No, not those. Not Horn of Africa immigrants. Not really.
Encounter with federal agents than others have had.
I feel like that was really scary, especially because they're coming to a school campus while they're armed, have guns on them.
Organizers Luca and Clover.
We didn't ever think we'd get this many people.
Weren't here when Border Patrol agents chased someone onto campus just hours after Renee Good was shot and killed by an ICE agent.
That is kind of fucked up. I got to admit, that is kind of a fucked up thing for high school students to experience. I mean, maybe don't run onto school. I mean, they had to go apprehend the guy that hit one of their cars. What are they supposed to do? But yeah, that'll fuck you up a little bit.
That conflict here led to snowballs and tear gas being exchanged.
The videos were horrible.
But they say the fear of what
that's the thing. I'm going to go down to Minneapolis tomorrow, and like, I won't be causing trouble, but that shit could happen where I'm at. I probably should wear some goggles and shit. Oh, well, I don't know if I'm going down there tomorrow. Definitely Thursday. It depends on how we do tonight if we go down there tomorrow night.
saw and fear from their classmates meant they couldn't sit idly by.
Just seeing those videos and seeing how ICE responded to my fellow peers just made me so sad, and I felt disgusted.
I get that, like seeing your friends pepper sprayed and shit. I mean, don't throw snowballs at ICE, but, you know, get it? Snowballs.
So to the beat and rhythm.
The beat and rhythm? Your whole marching band is white. We got to get some rhythm in there.
They and others voiced their concern.
All right, I brought in my homeless friend, Shucky Shoes. He's going to play the spoons for you guys. He's going to show you how to get it. Oh, Lord, I'm so excited about this. Get a toothless homeless guy just rattling the spoons like, come on, horn section, give me a beat.
People take people away from their homes and their lives, and that's really scary.
Step by step.
Oh, God, I hate that shit. Tell me what democracy looks like. All right, here's a Jewish guy giving you a bunch of money to say what he wants you to say. I'm sorry. See, this is what I mean. I don't want to make these kids jaded. I don't want them to be like crestfallen about what democracy should be versus what it really is, which is oligarchy. They have to come to that on their own, but so, you know, sometimes that idealism looks refreshing and nice, and sometimes it just looks naive and pathetic. And today it just looks naive and pathetic. Tell me what democracy looks like. Pretty much colonialism, dude.
As one.
Get that point across, let everybody know, like, stand up for what you think is right, no matter what.
A student circled around the building.
Holy crap, it's a trans. I think. I'd be fine. Like, okay, if that was a trans and they said, well, I'm trans, I'd be like, that's a damn good trans. That's a good trans. If that's just a dude, oof. But that's a good trans dude. Shitty dude.
Times before marching down to Hiawatha and then back to the school. I did reach out to the...
Why are we wearing t-shirt? You're on the news. Wear a suit. What the fuck is going on here? This guy's got like a regular t-shirt on and just threw a coat on. Who are you, fucking Tony Stark? Get out of here. Make me an arc reactor or put a suit on.
District to see if they had a statement about this afternoon's walkout, but I've not heard back. Julie.
And they said, well, even though we're supposed to be the adults, the kids kind of run the place now because we're not really allowed to do anything. Sorry. Thank you very much to Midland Armory for becoming a member on this channel. I appreciate that very much. Let's go. $1 from Dinosaur Fuel says, fat bastard called and wants his chin back. I'm glad we went back to get that one. $1 from Sean Lenane says, Joe Thompson, a prominent federal prosecutor in Minnesota, resigned today. Rats are jumping ship. We talked about that a little bit earlier in the show. We're going to go a little bit deeper into that tomorrow morning. Chev Maddox with $1 says, did you hear about the 17-year-old at Target? What was that about? My lost interest says, is that Will Heron? That's not very nice at all. That's not. How is that helping anything? That poor guy. Red Fox Mad with $4.99 says, Aaron needs a bulletproof vest, helmet, press pass, fancy camera, respirator, and goggles. Be safe, Aaron. Well, I don't. We'll probably knock out tonight. We'll probably do an evening show tomorrow, and then we'll go to Minneapolis on Thursday. Like I said, if we throw an extra 50 in the overage bank tonight, I'll take tomorrow night down to Minneapolis and we'll do it there. But otherwise, we'll just do it normal. But yeah, I probably should bring some shit. It seems like they really love that pepper spray down there. I could use it as an excuse to just dip into a bar. Oh, got to get away from that pepper spray. I mean, I don't want to come in here and just loiter. I should probably buy a drink. MSO says, Aaron making fun of someone's shirt? How dare I? Hostile Soldier says, if you climb the dinosaur, you can get a wide shot. That's a good vantage point, you know, but I think the homeowner is going to have a problem with it. Dinkelman says, just don't get in the fucking way. Well, I'm not going to get in the way, but like I could be in an area where they just pepperball a motherfucker and, you know, that shit can spread, you know? I haven't tasted pepper spray in, oh God, 39, 15. Whenever we drafted Percy Harvin, what year was Percy Harvin drafted? He was drafted in 2009, so when I was 22 years old. So I haven't felt pepper spray in my eyes and forehead and nose and shit for 17 years. That would be it. Hulkamasha Baby says, yeah, go have 2 beers so you can drive home drunk. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's not what I'm saying. Rexstart Parody Account says, do you have a small drum or tambourine to join in the music circles? Here's my deal. If I go down to Minneapolis, like I had very good luck playing it straight, being journalist guy in St. Cloud. I don't think you need to be Will Sorter. I don't think you need to be one of these performative assholes. I think you can go down. I think there's a lot of room and a lot of demand online for people just holding up a camera, showing you what they see, talking to people, and just covering the thing. They don't need my opinion. They don't need what I think. I'm a visitor there. A lot of people really love that. Tens of thousands, like 50,000 people have watched our 2 streams that we did yesterday. And there would be more if we would have done it on Rumble as well. So I think we go down to Minneapolis. There's even more. I think there's a big audience for people just wanting to see someone cover the damn thing. Sean Linane says, playing it. Oh, people are making a joke about the playing it straight. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. We do have a story here. Someone said, what about the 17-year-old at Target? This is what I have on federal agents detaining 2 people at Target in Twin Cities. This is what I have on that one.
ICE agents continue to work around the Twin Cities detaining people, and one raid took place in a very public way at a Target in Richfield.
What? How is this okay? No, answer the question.
So this person you see not masked there is the head of Border Patrol. That's Gregory Bovino. He was there as federal agents arrested 2 Target workers yesterday. And in this footage, it may be tough to hear, but one of the men is actually shouting his mother's phone number. We're working to learn more about why those 2 people were in fact detained. We're also working to find out more details after authorities say federal agents shot and hurt 2 people. This took place in Portland, Oregon. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security says U.S. Border Patrol agents were conducting...
Oh, that's it? And now they're just doing the Portland one? I want to find out more about the Target
people, and one raid took place in a very public way at a Target in Richfield.
Okay, so that must be the 17-year-old who was yelling out his mother's phone number. That's a rough one. You know, you advocate for deporting illegals, and then you see like that some of it's going to be, you know, your mom and dad are illegals, so you have to go too. That sucks. And I file that. I've kind of made my peace with that by saying like, look, man, if you're going to make an omelet, you got to break a few eggs. It's going to get nasty. It's going to get dirty, but we let this immigration problem fester for so long that cleaning it up, it's impossible for that to be pretty. And if he's not illegal and his parents aren't illegal, then ICE owes an explanation. There are people that they've detained, but then let go because they're like, never mind, wrong person. You know, they don't charge him. They don't bring him. They just detain him and then they cut him loose. That has happened. My Lost Interest says the last time I was pepper sprayed is something that no one should say on a live stream. I wasn't pepper sprayed. I was drunk biking with a friend. Neither of us could drive to the bars. So we decided to steal some bikes that were in our friend's front yard. They were probably our friend's bikes. And so we weren't really stealing them as much as we were borrowing our friend's bikes. We've all done that. So we biked our asses down to Dinkytown in Minneapolis to do some drinking. Bombed out of our mind. We had played, Beer Olympics, where you get kegs, and then you play like Tippy Cup, and you play like all kinds of different drinking games, and then you see which team wins. Whichever team cashes their keg first wins the Beer Olympics. So we did that. The NFL draft was on. We drafted Percy Harvin. I took a nap in some bed somewhere. My anus was killing me when I woke up. I'm kidding. I took a little lay down. I woke up. It was starting to get dark out. My buddy's like, I want to go to the bars. I'm like, me too. I took a nap. I feel great. Nothing better when you're young and day drinking than that middle of the day nap and then going, let's hit it. Let's go. See, like at my age now, if you're like out at the lake and you're day drinking and it's like 4 or 5 o'clock and you're like, I got to take a nap. You're out. You're done. It's over. You probably get up around 9, 10 o'clock. You wander around for a little bit. You be personable, but you're like, I'm not drinking anymore. I'm going to bed in a little bit. But, like, we took my buddy's bikes, and we biked down to Dinkytown, and it was during what's called Spring Jam, and Talib Kweli was supposed to do a concert. And Talib Kweli didn't show up, so they rioted. Naturally, it was black hip-hop fans. There was pepper spray deployed and everything else. We were downwind from the pepper spray, so as we're biking in, we start coughing a little bit. I had a hat on backwards because I was 22 and super fucking cool. And then that started to itch and then all of a sudden start burning and then our eyes are watering. So we're like, oh shit, we got to get out of here. So we biked down an alley and we just drunkenly dumped the bikes in an alley and ran into the library bar. I don't know if it's still called the library, but we ducked into the library and we just started drinking there. It turns out we were downwind from the pepper spray. My buddy never did get his bike back, but I'm pretty sure the statute of limitations is up on that one. We borrowed his bikes, we chucked it into a random alley, and then we never saw them again. I believe we got a cab home, if I'm not mistaken. Drinking in Dinkytown was always kind of fun, though, because you'd hit the library and places like that, and then at the end of the night, you go to this place called Santana's, and I believe we got gyros at Santana's. That place was good. Very good. My Lost Interest says, I'm okay with deporting illegal criminals, but not just illegals, especially without due process. Well, part of the due process is the detainment. I mean, that is how it's just like, I don't know if any of you who have ever had to turn yourself in on charges before, but that is the start of the process where you report and then they can start prosecuting you and the food. Yeesh. Now that I've done the whole, like, in a cell block jail experience and the holding cell for a couple of hours or an hour or two jail experience, I prefer the being booked, like, in the cell block because there's, like, snacks and movies and basketball and all of that shit. Central booking is a boring, boring time. Ryan the Garbage Man says, did you return the bikes? I wish I could tell you that we returned the bikes, but, things aren't always a fairy tale. Let's put it that way. 75 memberships away from 500. Thank you guys very much. Oh, my God. 329 of you checking out the show. I appreciate you being here. Thank you very, very much. If you're digging what we're doing, Rumble, you're doing great. YouTube, you're doing okay. You could pick it up a little bit. Hell, why don't we get to 400 today? Why not? And throw in some memberships, throw in some super chats and some Rumble rants. I have some terrible news for Minnesota Vikings fans. I think we may be looking at an off-season trade. I want to make sure I want to get a short and sweet version of this. Yeah, here we go. Here's a 30-second version. After his rookie year here in Minnesota, Jordan Addison got a speeding ticket. He was going like 120 miles per hour. He claimed his dog was sick. Last year, after the season was over, he got a DUI, which he served a suspension for. Now, after this offseason, in what seems to be a tradition for Jordan Addison, he is now facing misdemeanor trespassing charges after, I'm guessing he was kicked out of a casino. And then after he was kicked out of the casino, he tried to go back in. They called the cops. He got hit with the misdemeanor trespassing.
A star wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings is in trouble with the law in Tampa. Jordan Addison was arrested around 4 a.m. yesterday at the Hard Rock Casino. The 23-year-old is charged with trespassing, which is a misdemeanor. Police say he was asked to leave the hotel several times and did not. He was released after posting bond, but this is not the first time he's been in trouble with the law. In 2023, he was arrested in Minnesota on a reckless driving charge, and in 2024, he was arrested for DUI in Los Angeles.
Yeah. So it's this is his third offseason with the team, and this is his third run-in with the law. He's a troubled boy. He just keeps fucking up. And now it's like, okay, Trespassing at a casino at 4 a.m, maybe shit happens, whatever. But when you pull it in with the DUI and the speeding and everything, it's like every year are we going to have to deal with some kind of headache from this kid? You wonder if it's worth keeping him. You wonder if you shouldn't trade him, re-sign Jalen Naylor, and then go that route. He's really good, though. Like, he's a really good player. So, and also, like, trespassing at a casino is something that back in the day, athletes would have just gotten away with. But now, shit's changed a little bit. People get held more accountable. So gay. And so he got picked up for this one, and he was probably being belligerent, and he likes to drink. He's 23, and he's got millions of dollars. So I don't know if it means we're going to trade him. It might hurt, because after this next season, he goes into his 5th-year option of his rookie deal. So it's really trade him this offseason or trade him next offseason. Or after next offseason, you got to sign him long-term. And if he keeps fucking getting arrested, the problem is if you keep getting arrested, your suspensions from the league keep going up because you keep violating the personal conduct policy. Now, I grokked this, and Grok said that what he did should not result in a suspension. But he's got the DUI on him and everything else. Look, it's the fact that this becomes a thing we have to deal with every year might mean that if you can get a 2nd-round pick for him or a 2nd and a late-round pick, it might be the way to go. But God damn, 4:30 in the morning at a casino. Nobody's winning at 4:30 in the morning at a casino. If you're gambling at 4:30 in the morning at a casino, you're either there on business and you're up early in the morning, or you're chasing losses from the night before. It's not a good night. Wally World gifting 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Wally World.
Wanna fuck? Let's fuck!
If you're offering hot stuff, that puts Wally World at 50 for this week. So that's going to put him in 3rd place. Thank you, Wally. Red Fox Mad is now in 4th with 42. And Rob is now in ICE detention with 30. Unfortunately, that means Zenman is dropping out. So let's put Zenman in the... By the way, speaking of Zen, I'm sorry that I even know this name, but he used to be a huge fan of our show. And apparently a big thing is he likes just turning on the communities he's in and just fucking off. You guys remember Zen Rhino? Zen Rhino used to be a big fan of this show. And if I'm not mistaken, he's the one who Zen Rhino got us hooked up with the coffee deal. Or he got us hooked up with some other deal. I think he might have been the coffee guy. And Zen Rhino hooked us up with our Crescent Mount coffee thing. And then he didn't like us anymore because Mersh didn't like it. He came over here from Nightwave when Mersh and I were cool. He came over here just like Triple N and a lot of other people did. They were big fans of the show. Then Mersh decided, you know what? I'll get a lot more viewers if I talk about Steel Toe. So I'm going to turn on that guy. We were never like friends or anything. We knew each other from the internet. So it's all pro wrestling. Hit him with a chair, grab a few audience members. Well, then when there was that rift, we lost some of those guys because, you got to pick your sides. Just like there were people who liked Nightwave. They picked our side. We lost a few of those Nightwave guys. One of them was Zen Rhino. Well, I was reading on Twitter today that now Zen Rhino has like pissed off Mersh and his community. And that's now a huge, big thing. And there was this Hoojon guy on Twitter, and now he's turning on Mersh and all this stuff. I tell you this, I don't have that problem with my audience very often. Once every couple of years, we have some turnover. I kind of feel for Mersh. I can't imagine having to corral a gaggle of retards like that. I'll tell you this. I don't know what the hang-up is. I don't know what problem those two have with Mersh, but I am on Mersh's side 100% because I'm, as a guy who's at a show for a long, long time, sometimes dealing with some of the crazier elements of your audience can be exhausting, and you'd rather they just left. You'd rather they just took off. So I feel for Mersh. Because I imagine he's got a lot. He's been doing the internet thing longer than I have. I'm sure he's got a lot of tards that he's got to deal with. Somebody said that My Lost Interest says AJ Green might be on the table if the Pats don't pick him up. We're talking a little long in the tooth, though, aren't we? My problem is, like, Jordan Addison is 70. He's 23 years old. And AJ, AJ, you're not talking about AJ Brown. You're talking about AJ. We're talking about the same AJ Green. All right, yeah. Jordan Addison is 23. I think Jordan Addison's 23. I think AJ Green might be 32. I don't want to, I want to keep him because the upside is so good, but it's like also the motherfucker cannot stop getting arrested, and that's just the facts. Adonis Paul has been dunking on Zen hard. Why? What did he do? And I know I don't want to know. I hate this part. I end up asking the question. I see dumb, retarded shit on Twitter, and I'm like, hey, some of you guys are internet people. Fill me in. And then it never fails that you start filling me in, and I go, oh, this is fucking retarded. Why did I ask? Brett McCart says, is there a safer, more private way I can donate to the show? Brett, click that Streamlabs or PayPal link. Just call yourself anonymous in the thing, and I won't read your name. Works perfectly, but a lot of people like to do it that way, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Brett. Just like anonymous OG fake dono. Or no, OG anonymous fake dono. We never say OG anonymous fake dono's name because he's OG anonymous fake dono. Or she. Or it. No, you're not supposed to say it anymore. Troon. That's not, I don't think they like that yet. They will. The T word. Brett, so yeah, go with the Streamlabs link, the PayPal link. That's the best way to do it. And just say you're anonymous. Good. Nader P says you should do a show with Mersh one night a week. There was a time where that could have been done, I think. There was a time where that could have been a possibility. But, yeah, he seems like really balls deep. He's on this mission. It's a noble mission, apparently, to destroy the Dabbleverse. And I don't know how you can destroy something that's sunken in the mud. Like, if you look at the people that are in there, they're already destroyed. These are already bottom-of-the-barrel, bottom-feeding human beings. I think Mersh has got his work cut out for him. I don't think you destroy the Dabbleverse. I think what you do is you do what I did. You laugh at them, you stand above them, you pull away, you have your own community, and you go, hey, retards. And they yell up, we fucking hate you, you piece of shit. And I'm like, well, no sense of humor. That's pretty much a hallmark of you guys. No sense of irony, no self-awareness, and also an inability to see that you're making contradictory statements based on your own behavior. It's they're fun people to laugh at, but frustrating to deal with. So I don't know. I wish Mersh the best in that goal, but like some of our shows, it's a goal that may not be hit. AJ had some bad drops the other night, says Taste Fairy Aolto. Yeah, I'm not in a hurry to trade Jordan Addison. It would have to be a good deal. It would have to be, we'd start at a second-round pick and then maybe a player and a late-round pick. It would need to be at least that. You offer me a 1 for Addison because he is on a team-friendly contract. He's on that rookie deal. You offer me a 1 for Addison, you can have him. But it's got to start with a second and something else. Loaded Wrench with $2. Says $1 for every Black Hawk Down reference tomorrow. Wait, you mean if I go to Minneapolis? We got to go over tonight by a couple of bucks for me to take tomorrow night off and stream from Minneapolis. I just want to make sure we've got that in line. Otherwise, I'm just going to go Thursday, which is fine. Historically White says Zen threatened to dox and call CPS on Adonis Paul and Virgie. There are a couple things that trouble me about that. One, that's fucked up to do to anybody. People have done that to me before. They don't really do anything. They just... Maybe because it's like I'm on, when we started getting doxxed, I was on that list where like he's a broadcaster. So a lot of things they call on is bullshit. There are two things. The calling CPS is fucked up. But number two, Virgie has kids. Both of those things. I'm not sure which one's more troubling. But yeah, so Zen Rhino went a little nuts, huh? Brett McCart says, I just don't trust doing the super chat, which is why I don't. Well, then don't. Just do the, like I said, do the PayPal, the Venmo, whatever. Here's the test. I'll show you. Steel Toe Media Inc. on Venmo. Here's $10 from OG Anonymous Fake Dono. I can no longer support this show. Mersh said I should ask for this donation back. Yeah, people were asking, well, why do you have to take sides? You don't. I think it's kind of retarded to take sides. I bet you most of the shows you listen to would say it's retarded to take sides. I mean, believe it or not, we've got people that love this show, and they'll watch Melton stuff on us from time to time. What are you going to do? Hey, you're always welcome here. The more the merrier. And a lot of the times those guys go, wow, it's not so serious over here. All those guys are so uptight all the time. And they end up staying on the toe. I like that. But they also come from that world, so you can't deprogram all the really, like, all of their humor is just like cocks and jizz. And it's like, guys, you're in a community that's actually funny. You come from a band of misfits that really are one-note wonders. You gotta work it out. Brett McCart says, perhaps I'll Venmo sometime. Come on, Brett. How about just $100 down the hatch right now? You know, in fact, everybody, $100 just down the hatch right now in honor of secrecy. No, I'm just kidding, Brett. Thank you very much, though. But that's the best way to do it. Taste Fairy Ialto says, or Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, you could do Bitcoin because I have a Rumble wallet now. People are asking me, what's your Rumble wallet do? I don't know, but the pieces of Bitcoin that somebody gave me the other day were at like $7.80 yesterday, and they're at $8.80 today. So I don't know what the fuck's going on in my Rumble wallet. Oh, and what if I get like a Bitcoin? I don't know. I did the math on that. If somebody gave a Bitcoin to the show, there would be no G words on this show for over a year. So, which I would hope would equal never having one ever again. Oh, man. Brett McCart says, we'll see if you make it back from the crowds tomorrow. Well, again, tomorrow's an outside shot. Most likely I'm going to be going Thursday. Like I said, if tonight goes really, really well, and I feel like we can take a night, we can go down there, I'll go down there Wednesday and Thursday. That's just kind of based on how tonight goes. And tonight's going very well. Thank you guys very much. Hulkamasha Baby says, what's fuller, your Rumble wallet or your prison wallet? Now, wait a minute. Hold on a second. That's not the right question. Because if I say, well, my Rumble wallet isn't as full because my Rumble wallet doesn't have a lot in it. It's got like 2 chunks of Bitcoin donation. And I don't even know how you do that. I think there's a tip thing at the bottom of the video here that I still have no idea how it works. But if I tell you that my Rumble wallet isn't as full, that insinuates that I have things in my asshole, which is my prison wallet. But if I say my Rumble wallet is more full than my prison wallet, that's still insinuating there's a small amount of things in my asshole. There is nothing in my asshole. So not only is my Rumble wallet more full than my prison wallet is empty. Is that okay? Is that... Dinkelman says, what do you have in your prison wallet? Shit particles, I'm guessing. I have a colon. That's all. Hey, did you guys hear that former President Bill Clinton was supposed to go before Congress today, and he was supposed to answer questions about Jeffrey Epstein so we could, help get to the bottom of all this shit? Well, guess what? Bill and Hillary did not show up today. Oh, my goodness. Who would have thought? They were supposed to answer questions about Jeffrey Epstein. They didn't show. So Representative James Comer had to give a statement to the media. They were like, well, wait a minute, what's next? Now, the Clintons were legally subpoenaed by Congress. And remember, when this happened a couple weeks ago, everyone was like, oh, my God, this is crazy. And, on this show, obviously, being as, black-pilled as we can be sometimes, I went, guys, they're not going to show up. Nothing's going to happen. The Clintons are not. Think of this. The Clintons are not going to show up in Congress and talk about Jeffrey Epstein. There's no way they're doing it. So today, the time came, the time went. Bill and Hillary didn't show up. So James Comer had this to say. We'll see if you guys get excited.
All right. Well, I think everyone knows my name.
Is that our girl Boebert, by the way, or is that just a really good lookalike?
Now, Bill Clinton did not show up, and I think it's important to know.
Oh, that's Lauren. Oh, that little cutie Lauren Boebert with her trashy single mom tattoos.
That this subpoena
with her still smells like Kid Rock cock
was voted on in a bipartisan manner by this committee. This wasn't something that I just issued as chairman of the committee. This was voted on by the entire committee in a unanimous vote.
That sounds like a guy who really, if the Clintons are going to have me assassinated, please kill everybody. You have to kill all of these people, not just me. Remember, all of these faces on this camera right now, they voted yes as well. Like, this guy is like, he's not saying like we're all in this together. He's saying, don't just kill me. I mean, you got to take all of us out, right? Just don't fuck around.
of the House Oversight Committee to subpoena former President Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. Now, Hillary Clinton's supposed to show up tomorrow. We'll see what happens there. But with respect to the former president...
That'd be funny if she showed up tomorrow. Bill didn't show up today, and they're like, Miss Clinton, why did your husband not show up, but you did? I don't know, probably because he's guilty as fuck and raped a bunch of kids. Like, oh my God, that's insane. You can't. Like, we find out, like, I mean, that marriage has been a show marriage for a while now, but she's finally had it, and she's like, they're hot on our trail, man. What if Trump fucks up and these Epstein files get out? You know what? I'm not taking any risks. I might have one more presidential run in me. I don't know. I'm going to out him. Oh, he used to get naked massages, and he'd put a flag over his boner and tell the girls to touch it. He was a piece of shit. Hillary sells him down the river. Now, of course, nothing's going to happen. She's not going to show up. They'll fucking Bonnie and Clyde this shit and both show contempt for Congress.
He did not show up today. One reason I think most Americans want President Clinton to answer some questions is because he visited the White House. Yeah. Jeffrey Epstein visited the White House 17 times while Bill Clinton was president. I've been in Congress 9 years. I think I've been to the White House 9 times in 9 years. Epstein was in the White House double the amount of time that I was under one president.
Well, you don't bring pussy. Jeffrey Epstein brought what Clinton liked, underage girls. That's what they all liked. Or, like, okay, in all seriousness, what I've said is I think Jeffrey brought girls. Bill never asked the age. I'm not saying, like, Bill's into teenagers or, like, young girls or whatever. I just don't think any of them asked. And then I think Jeffrey got pictures, Jeffrey got videos, Jeffrey got all kind of blackmail. I mean, he's working for Mossad. Alex Acosta said it when he was prosecuting the first one. He was told he's an intelligence asset. He was Mossad. He was CIA, both formed in 1948. And he was in charge of getting blackmail on rich and powerful leaders so they would do the CIA and Mossad's shadow government doing. And so, yeah, Epstein was probably in the White House a lot so that he could, you know, gather intel, I'm sure is what they called it.
And then we know that Bill Clinton flew on Epstein's plane somewhere around 27 times after the presidency. So no one's accusing...
So, like, think of this. We know this shit without 99% of the Epstein files being released and the 1% that has been released being redacted to shit. Imagine what we... Do you really think we know everything we know about Bill Clinton? They released the rest of those files. We have enough shit now to suspect that this guy was into some weird shit and possibly illegal shit. You release the rest of that. I think Congressman Johnson, Speaker Johnson, he said, if you release this, the whole political structure could come falling down. And I'm like, yes, exactly. Make my day. That sounds fantastic.
Clinton of any wrongdoing. We just have questions, and that's why the Democrats voted along with Republicans to subpoena Bill Clinton.
So you got to kill all of us.
Not a single Democrat showed up today. Not a single Democrat. The ones that have press conferences on the Capitol steps and talk about how they're trying to get justice for the victims and all that. It just seems like they only care.
Is he shit-talking I feel like he's shit-talking Ro Khanna. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene can't be there. You guys ran her out of the joint. You think that you call Thomas Massey a Democrat, so I don't know how many friends you guys want to make.
About questioning Republicans, and we've had...
The fuck is this asshole doing? Hey!
Cabinet Secretary Acosta in for a grilling. We had Bill Barr,
What'd you eat?
Former Attorney General, in for a grilling.
You know what, dude? They made me a couple hot dogs. You know, they didn't treat me as well as the Saudis did, dude. But, you know, it was fun. You know, we talked about terrorism, you know, talking about, you know, sleeping with young girls. You know, some of them were like, yeah, I did. What? You know, they're not going to do anything because they're in the Illuminati, you know. They're, you know, making the meetings under the mountain. We were in there. We were grilling. Oh, Bill Barr. I'm sorry. It was Bill Barr that they were talking about. This is a totally different guy.
But for whatever reason, President Clinton didn't show up, and the Democrats on the committee...
Oh, great, binders. You know when they bring out binders, we're about to learn a bunch of useless shit that doesn't mean anything. Oh, I think these glasses are They Live glasses, because I'm not enjoying any of the theater of this anymore.
don't seem to have a problem.
See, like, am I wearing the They Live glasses? Because you guys tell me what you see on that binder. Because when I wear these when I take my glasses off, it's just a white binder with a little black text on it. When I bring these glasses down, the binder says, "We're all a bunch of weird pedophile gay guys." Nothing weird pedophile gay guys. Nothing weird pedophile gay guy. I can't account for it.
This is the amount of preparation.
I think they might just be smudged.
That went into this deposition today. These were the questions that we were prepared to ask. We've communicated with President Clinton's legal team for months now, giving them opportunity after opportunity to come in, to give us a date, and they continue to delay to the point where we had no idea whether they're going to show up today or not.
It's almost like he's a former president and he's telling you all to go fuck yourselves. I dare you to. They'll find him in contempt of Congress, and then what? He'll wipe his ass with whatever you give him next. It's not, again, don't get your hopes up thinking they're going to drag Bill and Hillary in handcuffs to a Senate hearing.
I think it's very disappointing. As a result of Bill Clinton not showing up for his lawful subpoena, which again was voted on unanimously.
Kill them all, not just me.
We will move next week in the House Oversight Committee markup to hold former President Clinton in contempt of Congress.
We're going to hold President Clinton in contempt of Congress. Yeah, I'm sure that'll work out great. And I'm sure he'll show up and it'll be a cascade of candor, and he'll tell you, he'll fall to his knees and confess everything about Epstein, and this won't be performative in the least. Redbird with $5. Thank you, Redbird. He says, a moment of silence for the Hong Kong buffet staff in Elk River. We know you cried when you heard the news. Uh-oh, did they all get taken away? Hong Kong buffet, Elk River. Uncertainty, fear. Oh, wow. HometownSource.com. I don't want to log into your fucking... Please log in or subscribe to continue. Can I just create an account and then read about your shit? Really? You guys are arrogant as fuck. You want me to create an account for your shitty Chinese food restaurant place? Fine. I'll create a login. Last name, Dingleberry. Choose verification option, email address. Oh, for Christ's sake. Am I logging into a fucking CIA site? I just want to read about the Asians that got arrested at your fucking thing. Sorry, we could not find an account using the entered search criteria. That's because I don't have it. I'm trying to get a fucking account, you Elk River retards. That's okay for me to say that, by the way. That's there. Never been a subscriber and you want to subscribe. You really want me to pay you. You want me to fucking pay you for your cocksucking story. Eat my dick. Here, look at this. There's a Facebook page that has the whole thing. Perfect. ICE took all the staff from Hong Kong buffet in Elk River. I repeat, ICE has kidnapped all staff working at Hong Kong buffet in Elk River without checking status. Just came in and started kidnapping people. Holy shit. I'll take that didn't happen. Well, there's only one way to find out, you guys. Throw a couple of memberships, throw a couple of dollars our way. We're going to call the Hong Kong buffet in Elk River. Hong Kong buffet, Elk River. We're going to give these guys a phone call. They're probably fine, right? Let's hook up to the roadcaster here. We're going to get to the bottom of this, okay? Like Red Bar used to. Red Bar used to get to the bottom of all this stuff. Oh, it's closed. It's open Tuesdays. What weird hours they have. Look at their hours at the Hong Kong buffet. Monday, 11 to 9:30. Tuesday, closed. Wednesday, 11 to 9:30. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all 11 to 9:30. And for some reason, on Tuesdays, it's closed. Well, you know what? I'm an intrepid reporter now, so I got to call no matter what. Let me go into the keypad here. 763-241-0206. Well, maybe there's somebody hanging around cleaning up the broken glass. Oh, we're going to get to this story, too. Rexstart parody account with $1 says, Ed and Michelle are live on the scene. Thank you, buddy. Our intrepid reporters, Ed and Michelle, part of the Steel Toe News team.
Hello. We are not available now.
All right. Looks like they are not available. What are they, Holy fuck, I just saw a picture. The wall slammed into her face. Today is Tuesday, so how does ice get in? I think Hong Kong Buffet, Elk River. Let's go back into that. I think this was 2 days ago. So this was Sunday this happened. Yeah, I don't think hopping into the front seat of someone's car, them calling 911 to tell the police in front of you that they are bringing you to the police station is kidnapping. Yet, there we were. Guess everyone is going to be dramatic. It's kidnapping, taking them without a lawyer. Yes, this is kidnapping. No, it's not kidnapping to detain someone suspected of a crime into custody. If that was the case, everyone who was wanted on any kind of warrant or any kind of charge would just not have a lawyer with them and go, you can't arrest me right now. Why? I don't have a lawyer here. ICE has to have a warrant with the offender's name on it in order to detain them, and then they are supposed to get some form of a trial before being deported. They are not allowed to just sweep people off the street and out of their jobs without those warrants. Well, then do you think that maybe they have a warrant? Do you think there might be a federal warrant for an illegal? And that's why they're going to get them? Like, they don't have their names by accident? I don't. You know what? We need to go down to Minneapolis and talk to some of these ICE guys. And we need to make sure that everything's set up as it should be, by God. Randy K with $5 says, did you hear about the time King Kong went to their ping pong tournament? Yes, King Kong went to Hong Kong Chinese buffet and played ping pong with his ding dong. I shouldn't have asked. Thank you, Randy K, for the $5. I appreciate that. Hey, 70 memberships away from 500. Thank you guys so much for your generosity. Dinkelman says they can operate freely under the Homeland Security Act of 2002. Yay, 9/11. Hey, 9/11. Yankee says it'd be hilarious if ICE hit the Grand Casinos and rounded up all the Ojibwe. That is sovereign land, you piece of shit. That is the Mille Lacs Band of Ojibwe Nation. You sack of shit. Which the Mystic Lake would be the Shakopee, Midwakanton Sioux. If you don't know, the Mille Lacs Band of Ojibwe are the super fucking poor Indians. The Shakopee, Midwakanton Sioux are the dirty fucking rich Indians. My Lost Interest says the warrant has to be signed by a local judge. In most cases, ICE does not have a legal warrant. Well, then let's fucking go. Maybe there's something to that then. Although this Trump administration does seem to be more of a shoot first, ask questions last kind of an outfit. Brett McCart says King Kong went to the Hong Kong buffet after hitting the bong and played the wrong song and spilled soy sauce on his thong. Thank you, Brett McCart. Still waiting on that hundo after that comment. Dinkelman says, wait, so you mean to tell me that all the Somalians can go to Mystic Lake and they can't touch them? I don't think that's the case. I think you can go on to reservation land and arrest. Mrs. Green Dingus, I love that name, says, I heard there is something wrong at the Hong Kong buffet in Elk River. Oh, boy. Can police arrest someone on native land? Yes, police can arrest someone on native land. Yeah, so you know that whole we're giving you a reservation and it's totally your own nation? Total fucking bullshit. But jurisdiction is good. So like if you're a Jewish guy and you're a pedo and you go to Israel, we can't go get you. But you can't like kill a motherfucker in a bar fight and run to the Native American land and be safe. It seems mighty interesting. Jurisdiction is complex, involving tribal, state, and federal authorities, with tribal police able to detain non-natives for state or federal crimes pending handover, while local and state police often have agreements or enter for serious violations. Though specific authority depends on the crime type and whether the suspect or victim is native. Can police arrest a Native American on a reservation? That's the question. Yes, police can arrest you on an Indian reservation. Jurisdiction is complex. Okay, so they have no fucking rights. Great. Mrs. Green Dingus, you did get a membership from Wally World. Thank you guys very much. Everybody gift a membership. I'm not allowed to say anything for another 40 minutes or so, but you guys are doing fucking good tonight. Thank you so much. Atomic Ray says, but they are already citizens. We may have jumped the retard on this one. I feel like we're getting really aggressive with all this immigration enforcement. We're bound to find out we were making a lot of mistakes. Hey guys, you want to see a scary picture? Oh my God. I think I saw Jason Segel and that big Hawaiian guy carrying her to the luau in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I think the last time I saw her, there was a spider with a web that wrote "some pig" up in the web. It was an amazing thing. I think I saw her and her friends running the farm in George Orwell's Animal Farm. They got moved up to the big house. Natalie, Pig in the City. That's I remember all of these. So we told you about this giant hate-filled monster yesterday. She's Natalie Copeland. She used to be Natalie Ringsmith when she would always try to cancel Steel Toe. But then her husband had enough of her mental illness and fucking bailed on her. The problem is it left her to care for human beings, which she is fucking not equipped to do. She is a bad mental... in my opinion, she displays a lot of signs of possible mental illness. She is a fucking kook and a half. Her name is Natalie Copeland. And I think they ought to keep pressing. I don't think this woman should be allowed to make decisions that affect children. I mean, she's already showed that she will damage children's lives if left to allow her politics to poison the well. She is a school board member in St. Cloud. She went off on this immature, diarrhea of the mouth, dumb fucking liberal white woman rant, not thinking about anyone but herself like everything else she does. It got picked up by Chaya Raichik and Libs of TikTok, and they put her on blast. She bent the knee. She deleted the post. She made an apology because I'm sure District 742 said, look, make this fucking go away, you idiot. And so she bent the knee and she apologized. The only problem is District 742 is kind of a stupid district anyway. They've kind of fucked themselves over in recent years. So they're probably not going to get rid of her because I'm sure there's other people on the board that are very like-minded to her. I mean, I would say that the voters would have to intervene on this one, but she is a rotten person to the core. I mean, she is, disingenuous, dishonest. This post she made on Facebook, that's the real her. That's how she really, she talks about how we should be united as neighbors and things like this. That's a facade. That's all bullshit. She cannot keep it together. She is a complete phony. She's a manipulative. She engages in mind fuckery. Her superpower is being a non-assuming liberal white lady. And she will weaponize that against people. She weaponized it against Haji Yusuf, who founded Unite Cloud. She kicked him out. She organized to have him kicked out because she just seemed like a widow white woman. And if anybody said anything offensive, we're gonna get you. And she would morph into this bloody-toothed monster to try and cancel people. She kicked out the only Somali guy running that Unite Cloud, which was supposed to be about protecting Somali immigrants in Minnesota. But she wanted to make it about trans and LGBTQ and all of her liberal horse shit because she was getting paid by probably some of these aid groups that folded after USAID, because shortly after all that shit dried up, her organization went belly up and didn't have money anymore, so she failed. So she's like, but I still want to tell people what to do. So she got into the school board and she weaseled her way into that. But really, this Natalie Copeland, this liberal white woman who's unassuming being her superpower, people aren't falling for it anymore, because if she gets pressed just a little bit, the fucking mask slips and the angry, vicious, unlovable, disgusting, like beyond liberal, just so like a combination of a socialist, fascist asshole comes out. So she made this Facebook post, and it's still up from Chaya Raichik and the people at Libs of TikTok. I retweeted it as well. We'll pick it up here. Remember, this is a woman who was supposed to be like, helping in the education of children and all of that stuff. And instead, you get this post on Facebook. Fuck you, ICE, for putting my child on high alert at school. She has a forensics test today. Hey, guys, and this is that liberal white woman shit I'm talking about. We got to stop all of our immigration enforcement. Natalie's kid has a test. So can we just make sure that we don't enforce any immigration laws, please? Even though it's what the American voters voted for, and that's supposed to matter to her until they don't agree with her, then they're all Nazis. When the majority goes her way, it's freedom and it's progressivism. When it doesn't go her way, it's everybody's an evil Nazi and you should still listen to this privileged white woman. Well, her daughter had a forensics test. This Natalie woman's evil. Had a forensics test, so ICE shouldn't be doing their job. She has a forensics test today, but how can her brain think in fight, flight, or freeze mode? Maybe if she didn't have a mother who scared the fucking shit out of her and talked to her about politics and scared the piss out of her with her own twisted, fucked up worldview. I'm sorry that everyone you've ever tried to love has saw you for what you really are and left you. But that doesn't mean you should be able to poison the mind of your children and other people's children with your fear-mongering bullshit. You scare your children, not ICE. She has a forensics test today, but how can her brain think in fight, flight, or freeze mode? Instead of laughing with her friends at lunch, she is making plans with them for everyone to start their car alarms if ICE shows up. Because that's going to accomplish fucking nothing, like mother, like daughter. Fuck you, Donald Trump, and a special fuck you to every single person who voted for him. Fuck you right back, eternally. Sincerely, the devil in your eyes. This woman is beyond useless. So she wrote that big, long post. Now, if there was a school district she worked for that had any kind of accountability, she would be fucking gone. But she bent the knee and she said, I'll be a good girl until somebody else pisses her off, until somebody else says something she doesn't like. And then she'll turn into a tornado of a crazy fucking psychotic liberal white woman again. She can't help herself. Here's the thing about Natalie Copeland you need to understand. This is not something she can control. This is not something she can help. This is the mask slipping. She should not be involved in politics or school boards. She cannot handle it. She short circuits. Her wiring starts on fire. Her hair starts on fire. She goes crazy. And she says fucked up shit that has zero intellectual value. It's not a bug. It's a feature. It's who she is. The bug is when she's trying to pretend to be a nice person in polite society. That's the mask. There is no Aaron Stamper. There's only Roy. There is no Dana, only Zool. In the now deleted post, which included profanity, we did that. In her apology, oh, this is great. We have a link to the apology. Oh, this is fantastic. Oh, that's what she blocked me years ago. In her apology, Copeland said she posted it, quote, as a mother who is afraid for her child. And in that moment, my emotions came through in a way that does not reflect how I strive to communicate, especially as a community leader. It's how you've always communicated as a community leader. Once is a mistake. Twice is a pattern. 3 times is a habit. You do this all the fucking time when shit doesn't go your way. Again, this is who you really are. This is who you've always been. This is how you always communicate, and you have not gotten better with time. I have since removed the post because you were told to, but I understand the impact has already been felt. Well, I mean, Every time you take a step on the sidewalk, the impact. I don't like her. I mean, she tried to cancel me numerous times. And then she, like, every time she would fail, she would try to make nice. She's like, I just want to say I hope things can be okay between us. And a couple times I was suckered in. And guess what? As soon as you turn your fucking back, boom, knife right in your spine. She's like the worst possible person. I mean, she is someone who needs shitloads of therapy. And she's just out there, a loaded gun with a hair trigger. Now, she said St. Cloud Area School District addressed the post on social media Monday evening, stating it was, quote, aware of a social media post by an individual member of the school board. The district emphasized that board members are elected officials who serve as part of the district's governing body. However, this post was made in the individual's personal capacity and does not reflect the views or positions of the school district or the school board as a governing body. Well, you know what? I'm going to play a little trick on the school board that Natalie always plays on people. If your silence is complicity, if you don't take action about this Natalie Copeland, that's something you believe about all Trump supporters as well. The majority of this country might. You know, every time I think I'm done with this president because he is a jackass, I see people like this and I go, if these are my two choices, I got to go with Trump. But this school board has no fucking balls either, because this whole school board, they're putting on a show where they're pretending they don't agree with her. Well, I'm going to take a page out of Natalie's book, and I'm going to say, silence is violence. If you don't get rid of her, then you endorse what she said and you think it's okay. Because I'll tell you this, if you have a private sector job and you post some fucked up shit on your public social media under your name, you can get fired from your gig. It's no excuse to say, well, it was written on her private time. Do you guys give conservatives that same pass? The fuck you do. The district emphasized that the personal capacity does not reflect the views of the district or the school board. I think it does. Prove me wrong. The district added that individual board members manage their own personal social media accounts, which are not directed or overseen by the district. Distance yourself all you want. I hold you accountable. Remains on supporting students and staff by maintaining a safe, welcoming, and respectful learning environment. Really? Because one of your school board members think at least half the students are fucking pieces of shit, and she just told them to go fuck themselves. She told a sizable group of your students and their parents to go fuck themselves. Does that sound like somebody who should be on the school board creating a welcoming community? She thinks you're fucking Nazis. So I don't know how that person can keep serving on the board. If she thinks that isn't she supposed to make decisions for the entire school student body? And she told a bunch of them to go fuck themselves the other day. Got to get rid of her. Copeland also serves as executive director of the Local Education and Activities Foundation, or LEAF. Of course, because she cannot not be in a position telling people what to do. Her ideas fucking suck and nobody likes them. So she has to wedge her way into places where she can tell people what to do, or she doesn't feel powerful. LEAF is a separate organization that serves as the fundraising arm for the district and promotes initiatives like child literacy programs, math skills development, and the Adopt a Classroom project that helps teachers fund classroom needs. They also manage endowment funds to provide supplemental fundings for academics, activities, arts, and athletics. And then she wants to run these programs of like white saviorism and why you should feel bad if you're a white person. She's toxic as all hell. Again, this is not a bug. This is a feature. And if School District 742 keeps her on the school board, then they endorse every single last bit of it. I don't know if you know this yet, but I hate this lady. I'm going to be very honest with you guys. I forgot you were there. That rant would have happened whether I was on the show or not on the show. In fact, I may have already done this rant a couple of times. I don't know if I should apologize or if I should just sit here and just blink at you for a little bit. Taste Fairy Iolto says, did she ever do her dismantling white saviorism seminar? She wants to. Redman says fundraising equals stealing money. I mean, I wouldn't trust her. Unite Cloud went broke. Unite Cloud went broke and she was in charge. Did she steal money? I don't know. I know that she was in charge of something and it ran out of money, and I don't know. 999 from Drinks a Lot of Bourbon says, now remind everyone why the pig statue outside of Raleigh's is named. Yeah, she tried to go after Raleigh's and cancel Raleigh's, made up complete lies about Raleigh, by the way. And so Raleigh bought a giant pig and named it Natalie and put it outside the bar. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. No, she's a cancer on the community. She's a divisive cancer on the community. She also spread a lie once that 2 young black kids were shot by police in St. Cloud, 2 unarmed black dudes. And there were riots in St. Cloud because of her fucking lie. And thank God we had Willie Jett back then, because he got on the radio and read her the fucking riot act to her face. Did it help? No, she's a fucking sociopath. It doesn't, none of it registers. She's always right and we're all just racist. Sam Show says you should have oinked. Maybe that would have worked. I don't know. Papa Shab says you acted like a pedantic woman at a parent-teacher conference. That's okay. I understand, Papa Shab. You haven't you weren't here for the radio days. I mean, she was a truly evil, terrible person. Someone texting in saying, didn't Natalie cost Sartell a bunch of money over the thin blue line on some cop cars? Yeah, I mean, she's never done anything productive. She's never done anything to bring this community together except to hate her guts. And then she acts like she's some kind of good person. She's shit. Silverwolf says, wait, Raleigh doesn't have a black baby doll hanging by a noose in it? Well, I'm finding a new bar. Yeah, she tried to tell everyone in the community, Raleigh's, oh my God, Raleigh's has like a black baby doll like hanging from a noose in its bar. And they don't. She's a habitual liar, and it's all for attention. She has that dreaded white woman syndrome, and it's like incurable at this point. And now she's been left by her husband. She got divorced. So like now she can rationalize her victimhood and like growing up her child. I mean, it just must have been, I feel so bad because the kids probably just see it as normal. And it, like, living with her is anything but normal. That's a warped individual. Papa Shab says, no, I understand. You just didn't call her fat nearly enough in that rant. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Actually, guys, My Lost Interest says, she's available? Don't. We actually have audio. Apparently, Natalie was at an emergency school board meeting today. They sat her down. They wanted to talk to her about this. I just got sent this audio. This is amazing. Natalie sat down. I think she was confused as to where she was at first. Here's the first audio clip we have. This is of Natalie at the school board meeting.
Let me have a Diablo sandwich, a Dr. Pepper. Make it fast. I'm in a goddamn hurry.
I don't know why she talked like that. Then a couple of other parents were there. They made a couple of comments, and one of them was, "You're a dishonest cunt." That was not nice. Then the person in charge of the school board had some comments for Natalie. They included this.
Well, I can't understand none of it. This one begat that one, and that one begat this one, and begat, and lo and behold, someone says some shit to someone or another. Just how retarded are you?
Then, of course, I made a comment at the meeting for the district school board.
God-awful bunch of malcontents. I hope you all kill each other.
That one's too mean. That one's too mean. And then Oz stood up and made a comment at the school board meeting. He said to Natalie,
I hope you die.
They asked, Natalie asked to use the bathroom at one point, and they said, well, Natalie, if we don't let you use the bathroom and we just wrap this up, what do you think's going to happen?
And there will be gorilla shit all over the Omni.
Natalie then apologized. She wept. She said she was so sorry. I feel so bad. This isn't how I want to communicate. And the school board leader said, quote,
okay, faggot, what's next?
Somebody said that we were going to hold... Natalie was told that they were going to hold her past lunch to have this meeting, and Natalie then lost her cool and said,
I'll fucking kill you, you fucking faggot.
And then apparently She's remarried now, and the person she married has a child. And someone said, "Well, what do you think would happen if that child heard you talk that way?" And Natalie was heard saying,
"You little bastard! You attacked my stepson."
They said, "Natalie, you act one way publicly, you act another way privately, and it's highly manipulative." And Natalie responded,
"That sounds like you're saying Jews."
"I'm having way too much fun." Thank you, Sanford son. Oh my God. $234 from Sanford Fuckaroni.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
Put another 105 in the lockbox. That's 150 in the lockbox by my math. That's enough for us to take tomorrow night off and head down to Minneapolis. Holy shit. Thank you, Sanford son. He says, Minneapolis, here we come. Jesus Christ. Well, I better load up. I better get my goggles. I better get all my shit. And we're going to go down there and we're just going to stream protest tomorrow. Sanford son, also, you have to send me your address. You have to send me your shirt size, my man. We got to send you a shitload of merch, please. Should we make steel toe ice t-shirts? I have to. No way I can't. They're saying, Aaron, he's drunk. Send it back. You're taking advantage of this poor fucker. I'm not. What do you mean? Sanford son says sober as a judge. Yes, Sanford son just loves the toe, and he has way too much money, and he's giving us a shitload, and we appreciate it. And I think what Sanford son is saying is he wants us to go to Minneapolis and cover the protests. So now he's saying, well, look, now there's enough in the bank. You can go cover the protests. We're going to go cover the protests. Tomorrow and Thursday. I'm going to go down there tomorrow. We'll do that for an evening show type of thing, and then maybe Thursday go down during the day after the program. Holy fuck. Papa Shab says, this guy is going to wear your skin. I would never give you $200. Oh, yeah? Well, prove that you give me 20 right now. Prove to me. People are saying, Aaron, look at the chat. Look at the chat. No, I saw it. I just wanted to finish. I knew how many sound drops I had left. I wanted to finish my sound drop bit. I thought it was really funny. And then I was going to suck Sanford's son off, which is what I'm doing right now. And I'm going to finish. It's going to be wonderful. Thank you so much. Mrs. Green Dingus says he's too busy burning Miss Piggy. You Need Me More says, so glad you could entertain yourself. If you don't think that was fantastic, you and I can't be friends anymore. You have to play all of Winged Hussars for that one. All right, we'll play Winged Hussars to end the show tonight. That'll play us out. And then tell me who we're rating. No, he meant to send $2.34. End of Silence says, another win for the toe. Another win for the toe indeed. Mrs. Green Dingus says, you better bend over for that one. Oh, I'm bending over, asshole gaping wide. I'm just hoping that Sanford's son... I've told him before to email me his information. I want to send him stuff, but he's just too nice of a guy, and he just never responds. He's just like, fuck it. I just give you my money. I like your show. I want you to go down. Like, if all of you wanted me to go down to Minneapolis and like 10 of you gave me $25, it would be the same thing, right? Or 10 of you gifted 5 memberships. It would be the same thing. Sanford's son is just like, well, I really want him to go down to Minneapolis. I want to see that coverage. I've got the money. I can pay for it. I'll do it. I get it. He's a really nice fucking guy. So that puts him at 364. I don't think any of you are going to catch Sanford's son this week. And may I say, nor do I think any of you should try. That would be remarkably irresponsible to try and match that. Sam Show says, oh, so you're just a dickhead. Papa Shab says, you are so evil and Jewish. Are you going to find more dudes to hook up with? Will numbers be exchanged? It's not like that. It's not like that. End of Silence says, Mr. Green Dingus has a nice ass. Just saying, I don't know where that comes from, and I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Dinkelman says, bring Oz with. I mean, there are people that I would reach out to, and then there are people I wouldn't reach out to. Like, in terms of, like, I don't think I reach out to that Zach X guy and go streaming with him because he's got an agenda and he wants to go, you know, be all conservative there and shit, like politically. And that's, first of all, that's a losing battle down there. You're way outnumbered. And also, I really do just want to go down there and cover the damn thing. I'm really interested. It got my journalistic juices flowing just being at 33rd and 3rd Street. So going to Minneapolis where it's even bigger, very exciting. Also, let me see something. Thank you, Aboliticious, by the way, for gifting a membership. Very, very nice. 69 memberships away from 500. Sean Lenane says, who'd you reach around for? No, who I'd reach out to? Zach Halverson probably hates my guts, but I would like to go down there and cover them with Zach Halverson because I know he's down there. That would be interesting. Take Karmic with you. If Karmic would meet me in St. Cloud tomorrow, I would drive Karmic down there. He could run the camera. I'd take the microphone, and I would talk to people for sure. My lost interest says, don't get shot, though. $234 isn't worth it. Nobody's getting shot. Well, that's... Oops. Whoopsie daisy. I was about to say, dude, nobody's getting shot down there. Good boy. Why are there so many protests to cover? Somebody got shot down there, partially. Part of the reason so many people are all worked up. I just barely reeled that one back in before it came out. Dinkelman says, would K-Fan let Zach go to Minneapolis? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. End of Silence says, Mrs. Green Dingus' husband is one of the coolest and most handsome men alive today. I have a feeling that End of Silence may be married to Mrs. Green Dingus. Does that make them Steel Toe's first couple? Well, that would be SP and I, technically. Sam Show says, nobody is watching you. Nobody is watching to see you get your ass kicked. That would be crazy. I think most of the people, when we go down there, if we're covering this stuff tomorrow, most of the people who will be watching won't know who I am. Most of the people are going to be outsiders. Also, I found this out. If you don't monetize the live stream and it's in vertical mode on YouTube on your phone, you get way more views. I Googled that and I was like, here, I'll Google it again. If you don't monetize a vertical YouTube stream, do you get more views? Because like my live viewership to view ratio was way lower today in that 15-minute thing than my live viewership to view count ratio was, and this one was monetized and that one wasn't. Oh, no, not monetizing a vertical stream doesn't inherently give you more views, but it changes how views work. Vertical streams get high initial views via shorts and live, but often tank after the live ends as they're discoverable in browse feeds, potentially hurting overall channel growth compared to horizontal content that builds lasting views and ad revenue. Through vertical lives, though vertical lives can still get many views and subscribers if highly engaging, notes Reddit users in another Reddit post. The key difference is watch time and audience type. Vertical streams attract quick viewers, while horizontal streams hold longer, better for growth and ad money. So I should go horizontal then? Lower initial views, higher watch time, better for growth. Huh. Viewers often leave after the live feed ends, making them less valuable. Yeah, but that's what I want. I want it to be live coverage. Poor browse performance. They struggled to gain tractions in YouTube's browse and suggested feeds after the session. All right. Well, we'll think about it. We'll see what we do. February can't March, but April, May. Oh, how Letitia, you got me on that one. Silverwolf says, dude, I don't even get notifications you are live anymore from YouTube. They fucking hate you. They probably do. I've gotten my share of strikes for content. You are not going to get mogged by opportunistic randoms at all. Nobody is going to try to stamp a Star of David on your forehead. I'd take that. I'm at work. Dinkelman says, I'm assuming you're going to hit the FYP if you say anything about Minneapolis and ICE. I mean, I'm literally going to be there to give you guys a window into what's happening. I'm not going to go there as like, it's the Steel Toe Show with Aaron. I'm literally going to be down there filming, commenting on what I see. And then, maybe talking to a few people. Probably won't be able to talk to ICE agents this time around because they're a little more on guard down there than they are here. Papa Shop says, yeah, you got graped last time. I can defend my position at least, and I'm a damn fool. What do you mean? I don't know what you mean by that. It's an expert IRL. Go vertical and try to get the spike. Okay. If you are at work, yes, but you also have kids, just be smart. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I never got any notifications for the live streams. We'll keep an eye out. We'll probably go live around 6 or so. Like the normal time we do here. Aaron is gay. He will be fined. I'm just a black-pilled asshole that has never seen this shit happen before. Yeah, so don't worry, Sam Show. I'll keep myself safe. All right? I will keep myself. It's nice that you're worried about that. And I understand in your very dickheadish way. You're trying to it's coming from a good place. I need to find this WCCO story that I just got a notification for. Apparently more stuff going down in Minneapolis. WCCO CBS Minnesota. I want to go to their latest story that they have on the protests here. Something about a pizza shop. During Minneapolis operation, ICE has repeatedly arrested U.S. citizens. We'll get to that. But there was something about, here we go. Minneapolis pizza shop workers and community workers chase off ICE.
New video shows federal agents arriving at a popular Minneapolis restaurant, but employees in the community stood in their way. Now neighbors say they continue to step up with those kinds of actions. Jason Rantala has the story.
We defended this community.
Surveillance video shows several men exit an SUV outside Rectangle Pizza in South Minneapolis.
And they stormed up on our door to try to get in.
But Rectangle Pizza co-owner Brianna Evans says employees and community members chased off those ICE agents after they tried to enter her restaurant Monday afternoon. Video appears to show those agents leaving, but not before deploying chemical agents.
Oh, what a dick. So you're on your way out, you're leaving, and you're like, here's a little eye irritant for you, fuckers. You know, there's one thing I feel a lot of empathy for. I have my position, I have my opinions on immigration, and if you're here illegally, you should be deported. But I think it really sucks, and it's really shitty that if you're someone who's been working a job here for like 15 years, 20 years, and ICE comes and gets you now, I really think that's fucked up. I wished during the Obama administration we could have figured something out. They tried to figure something out for like people who had been here, had a clean record, 20 years, had roots in the community, were making a living, weren't on public assistance, that there would be a pathway to you being legal. I really think that would be okay. I don't like people coming here illegally, and if you get caught, they should throw you the fuck out. But people who don't have a criminal record, who aren't on public assistance, who have been here for over a decade, and they're clean and they're contributing, I mean, I wouldn't mind them staying. Maybe I'm being a pussy, maybe I'm going soft, but I've always felt bad for the people that are here for a long, long time. And they're not doing anything wrong. That is where the Trump administration's idea of only going after criminals kind of makes sense. Because then you can avoid some of that stuff. It's just, we let so many in over the years that weren't supposed to be. But can you go now, years later, and fix that? I don't know if you can.
Kicked right back.
We probably put a target on ourselves with that by helping people, which is sickening.
I'm going to tell you this, they probably won't be back. I mean, I know that 33rd and 3rd Street location, they're probably going to stay away from there. They've been kind of going to like smaller venues and hitting houses and hitting apartments and stuff like that, rather than going to those big areas.
It comes after a Rectangle Pizza fundraising campaign for nonprofits.
You guys have donated over $83,000.
In addition to donating pizzas for each customer purchase, for people impacted by the increased ICE presence.
See, now that's what ICE told me. The ICE agent told me, if you want to help these people, contribute to their legal funds, contribute to Catholic Charities and all these different charities that are getting these people legal representation. And that's a good way to help them. Like, even ICE is telling people to do that.
Just down the street, community members like Sid King.
If ICE is going to stay here, then I'm going to stay here.
Stand guard outside Smitten Kitten.
Could you wear a different hat, though? Could you wear a different, like, could we not wear the fucking cow hat?
Outside Smitten Kitten on the lookout for ICE.
We're sticking together as a community.
Inside that shop, an outpouring of support for immigrant neighbors.
We have people calling us from all over the world trying to help.
Donations pouring in, food and household goods for people trapped in their homes.
At one point,
isn't Smitten Kitten like a sex toy shop? I'm not going to say who, but somebody brought me to one time, a dude, and it's like, this is the gayest fucking thing. I don't know if it was Smitten Kitten. It might have been something else, but it's like, dudes don't bring dudes to sex toy shops, you fucking homo.
The store was just full as our...
I was just like, let's get out. Can we go get a beer, please? Can we just go somewhere and drink? Maybe watch a game? I don't know. Dudes, this is odd.
The neighboring businesses.
So many donations that neighboring business, Twin Cities Leather, located inside the Umbra Arts building.
And I literally just took a broom and pushed everything to the back wall.
Made extra space.
48 hours ago, this room was filled taller than me with donations from the community.
Community members sending a strong message.
Minneapolis strong. Community first. They don't belong here. They're not this community. They're not what we believe in. We support and love each other, and you can see from that video exactly what happens when they try to with us.
In Minneapolis.
Jesus, that lady, there's people who are like white women tough and you can kind of see through it. And then there's women that you can tell if you push them, they're a problem. That woman seems like she can be feisty. That woman, I got no problem with her. What is this? Status Coup News live from Minneapolis, 4,800 viewers. Let's take a look at what they're doing. Atomic Ray gifting a membership. Thank you very much. Guys, thank you to Sanford Sun. Thank you to Wally World Ablititious. Atomic Ray, everybody who threw a shitload of money into this. I appreciate it so much. We are going to go to Minneapolis tomorrow night. My Lost Interest says, Aaron, stop talking. It's true. It's fucking gay. 09 Canyon says, this donation stuff I can get behind. Yeah. Copperhead says, I know that lady. She seems pretty cool. You know? Atomic Ray says, give that gifted membership to Sanford Sun. 364 isn't a right number. Well, you just have them at 369. I see what you did there. I see what you did. My Lost Interest says, what if ICE was just grabbing pizza for lunch? That would be hilarious, right? Like if they were just like, guys, what the fuck are you doing? We're hungry. We just wanted something to eat. Something tells me, though, that lady would have told them to still go fuck themselves. Copperhead says her name is Brianna, LOL, originally from a small town near St. Cloud. I should try to interview her tomorrow. B. Kirsch with 199 says, hope all is well. Also hope the raids 4 times. Hopes the raids 4 times? I don't know. Taste Fairy says, Danny Polachuk is live on Rumble. Maybe we'll raid Danny Polachuk. That sounds like
Border Patrol commander.
You scared the shit out of me. What's going on in
went
Minneapolis?
live, so it was a fun start to working at Status Coup.
Tear gas and like munitions magnet over there.
Welcome to your first day of work.
Yeah. Remember back in the day, Ford, when it was a joke that if I showed up to something, nothing would happen? It really was for a long time. So we're like, oh, Zach showed up. So
do that to Minneapolis.
No. Well, no, it would have been nice if nothing, you know. Well, yeah, but.
Please help keep us reporting on the grind for as low as $5 a month. Oh, they're like
Damn
a
ice.
subscription news thing.
If you didn't see it on camera, I almost slipped. So, and unlike many ICE officers, I managed to stay upright.
Okay, so they're driving to an emergency protest outside an ICE hotel. Well, I certainly don't have the sophisticated gear that those guys have. I think if we're going to make on-the-scene reporting a regular thing for the old tow, I think I'm going to have to invest in some gear. By that, I mean steroids. McBuster says, I'm sick of Minnesota. I wonder how the Qatari pilots are settling in Idaho. Yeah, I mean, that's what we should be looking into. All right. You guys wanted Winged Hussars to play us out, or do you want to go raid somebody? 1 for Winged Hussars, and then we're out of here. 2 to go raid somebody. Oh, hold on a minute. My new glasses. I'm doing the Keanu thing now. Bing, bing, bing. There's my glasses. Oh, they look so nice. And they have an extended warranty for a year. Cool. $30 from Zinna. I got $30 glasses. What the shit? All right, 1 for Winged Hussars, 2 for a raid. All right, looks like we're doing Winged Hussars. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Thank you to everybody who threw us money, especially Sanford's son. I think his vote is the only one that matters. So therefore, Winged Hussars it is. We're going to do this to play us out. We will talk to you guys again tomorrow. You guys, I'm guessing you want the music video, right? Got to be the music video. Here you go. Enjoy Winged Hussars. We'll be back tomorrow.